oh boy, it's over.
Yay.
Eh? Eh?
Well, as Ant's having night terrors, what do we have? What do we think of E3, guys?
Are we gonna start?
It was a thing this year.
Are we gonna start with overall impressions? Because honestly, I thought it was really lame. This year was really
Same.
lame.
It was very meandering, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Nothing amazing. It was very there.
Yes.
Not that there
Yes, I think
wasn't
that's a good way of
stuff
putting
that
it.
looked good, but
No.
a lot of it was and the stuff that looked good, a lot of it also had asterisks next to it. So, yeah.
I feel like E3 just happened because it has to happen. It's like, oh, we set the time. Damn, we don't. Fine, I guess.
That's actually a good way to
whatever
put
we
it. A
have.
lot of
It's-
companies did not feel ready. Sony and Nintendo in particular just did not seem like they had stuff ready to go. But we'll talk
No.
more about that specifically when we get to them. But
But that felt kind of like everyone really this year. It's like, okay, we have to do an E3 thing. We're all kind of in between projects right now based on how stacked last year was.
I'll disagree for Microsoft,
Yeah.
but I agree with everybody else.
Microsoft is its own very separate weird issue, but we'll get to
oh
that.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to
Microsoft. Damn. Okay, but
Yeah. So if you guys have been here before, first off, welcome to BrainScratch yearly E3 discussion. We're going to break it down in order of conferences, starting with EA, then going to Xbox, then Bethesda, then Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo, all that, so forth. So from the top?
Yeah, and I guess we'll just go on with the show. Yeah, the one we all just wanted to just get over
Why
with.
do we
By
want
the way,
to
Everybody
EA.
always goes.
What?
Everybody goes because it's part of E3.
Yeah.
and we kind of need to.
And when you
discuss
start at
it.
the bottom, it could only get better.
yeah.
No matter what
by
you thought about E3,
by
it was
the way,
all uphill from there.
I called fucking everything.
That was uncanny.
Congratulations.
It was uncanny how much Ryan called in regards to EA. Oh no, loot
see, I was
boxes!
a bit-
Oh man, it was like, damn. Okay.
So we
the lack of loot boxes is should
quote
never,
unquote, even though
ever-
they basically lied about Battlefield 5.
I'm just saying, should never ever be a feature.
And isn't it like their fault? People hate it anyway. No one really talked about it much when Overwatch was doing it, but then when EA started doing it, everyone's like, "This is the worst thing."
Because EA was making it pay to win.
Yeah,
Yeah, because for Overwatch, it was
you're-
never like. I mean,
It
it's
was
still
always
a
cosmetic.
It was simply cosmetic.
Yeah,
Which I still
Simply
don't like,
cosmetic.
but at least that's something.
Yeah, but you don't get an advantage though.
Yeah.
By purchasing loot boxes.
right. You
That's
just
the
actually
big
get
thing.
things
Yeah.
like goodies.
yeah, you get.
No, it's
costumes.
just we can
But so
argue
you
about
can't you
just
can't
the
congratulate them for undoing their mistake.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when Xbox initially said, "Oh, you know what? We will let you play used games," and people were like, "Yeah." It's like, no, that's you don't applaud.
That's what you should have done in the first place. Basically, EA this entire conference was basically acting like a kid who every day tries to steal from the cookie jar and then wants praise for not doing that one day.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
not
fair.
being
That's
it's
fair.
like not being a scumbag is the baseline of behavior.
That's
You
fair.
do not get rewarded for that.
But I think they did what we thought would happen. It's a bunch of garbage that we personally don't care about, and then like a cool indie game.
Yeah. The
they-
fact that
garbage-
Unravel 2 came out that day was nice. I will say that.
That was cool.
They started with Battlefield 5, which they made a big show about no loot boxes, even though they blatantly lied. It's part of the there's a thing in the special edition that says 20 airlifts early and stuff, and it's like they may say it's not loot boxes, they're just calling it something different. They're fucking in the game.
Yeah, okay, so actually, regarding Battlefield 5, I'm surprised that Battlefield 5 getting a Battle Royale mode was the only Battle Royale game announced. Or at least the only major one, and I thought that we we would be getting PUBG and Fortnite imitators out the ass. Maybe it'll be next year, because it takes a long time to make video games, but...
I did see there was a Cyanide and Happiness mobile battle royale game that was announced, and that is exciting because I love them.
But
That's irrelevant to the
They
topic.
announced that, and like a few people clapped, and then like half the audience just audibly groaned,
Yeah.
which was funny.
Oh, what's the clip of like they're gonna talk about? I'm jumping ahead of reactions when they showed FIFA. Then the crowd was dead silent.
There was
You
so
can
much...
play FIFA 18 right now for free, and you can
come
hear
on,
a pin
let's
drop.
face it, guys. FIFA, Madden, NBA,
Yeah, nobody
any
cares.
of their sports game, they gotta sell, but they're not. There's nothing
to show here.
Yeah, there's nothing spectacular about it. They are the usuals that EA will distribute because they sell money.
They sell money. Wow, that's a great business
They
plan
give-
there, John.
It's like, you know what? They give you loot boxes now for free.
No. They make you
But,
pay for loot boxes. The EA
they
Sports
make a
games have
lot
been
of
doing
money.
that for
Is what I meant
Yeah,
to say. And
oh god.
but there's no reason to get excited for
If
it.
I were
No.
EA, because here's the thing, E3 is not just for gamers; it's for shareholders. I would put all of their yearly sports stuff into one highlight reel that takes maybe 3 minutes tops. It's like, okay, yes, we're still making Madden. Yes, we're still making FIFA.
NBA.
And then, because if it needs to be there, it needs to be there. Fine. EA Sports is probably the biggest thing EA does, but you don't need to spend. It felt like they were talking about Madden for an hour, and
Well, no, we'll get to the travesty that was Madden, but FIFA was like, oh, we have like World Cup stuff in here. Okay, they wear different jerseys or something. It's
Sports.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever.
yeah.
It's the same game every year, just like Madden and NBA. You don't need to talk about it that much. I don't know why you still bother.
Yeah, same. So,
Next, they went on to talk about a new tier of subscriptions for Origin because everyone uses that.
why? Who in their right mind thought that more Origin is what anybody wanted in their life?
Yeah, but now you can pay monthly for a subscription to all the games instead of just buying them outright, which is stupid because they're never going to put the new games on that subscription feed until they've been out for a while.
Well, that's actually something I want to talk about when we come to Microsoft, but
Yeah.
but
No,
not with
it's
EA.
like-
No, yeah.
No, EA, nobody gives a shit about Origin. It's another thing of I don't know why you bother.
I guess if you're a dedicated EA,
I guess it's
Fan,
the streaming subscription service is all the rage right now. That's the only thing.
I mean,
can
that's
think
the only
of.
thing keeping like Xbox afloat. So it's like maybe they're trying to do the same thing for their stuff. I don't know.
But
I know, but I just feel like
there's not enough EA
you're-
fans specifically to do that.
You're juggling way too many subscription services for something that I feel is way more niche
Yeah.
than, say, like.
Yeah, because realistically, the people who are buying these games is mostly like dude bro gamers.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna spend money for a service to play games
Well,
because
just
they're gonna spend the $60 every
just
year.
to get mad.
And they're probably already spending enough on like Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah.
They're not gonna buy a
online,
service. Yeah, because they don't.
and the online service to do online play.
Yeah, they're not gonna get a service because if they only want one game, they're not gonna pay to get a bunch of others that they're never gonna play. So
Yeah, it's like if you're interested in all the Mads and stuff, you're not going to play Dragon Age.
yeah, basically, like they might
really,
play,
anyway.
they might play like Mass Effect because oh man, ladies can kiss in this, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2K18.
Well, football in the future.
Okay. You know what? Okay. Space football.
Yeah, okay, like make it NFL Blitz style.
Yeah, just release NFL Blitz.
Riveting game of Spaceball.
So then they moved to a very awkward transition of talking to a developer who's just sitting in the audience, which they did a lot of awkward, try to like get people to clap and shit. But they talked to
Oh my god.
you remember him, and he's like trying to talk about the new single player Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's called between episodes 3 and 4 because that hasn't been done a million times already. He's just sitting there for like 5 minutes just talking about it. It's like
And he doesn't have
you
anything
don't
to show.
think to
Honestly,
show.
like that is kind of a theme throughout all of E3 this year was a lot of people talking without showing what they're talking about.
EA was the worst about it though.
Well, they always are.
Yes. But no, that was particularly awkward because it's like, if you don't have anything to show, why are you talking to him?
Yeah, anything. That's the thing I kind of cringe the most at when it comes to these presentations is just awkwardness because I don't feel comfortable watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I sweat for the person.
You know that guy in that chair really wanted to end, and like the several times they tried to talk to fans, I just felt so bad for them.
How about that trailer?
Fuck you guys. I thought it was fun.
It's a CG only
Well, yeah,
trailer that
because
doesn't
they
show
have
any
to-
gameplay.
Well,
They have to pick like the awkward ones because what they're gonna do? They're gonna show a trailer and be like, "That sucks, man. Where's?" Like, they're not gonna. They can't.
Yeah. So after that, they went right to Battlefront 2, insert South Park BP, we're sorry.
Yeah. It sounded like, when they were talking about...
They didn't even sound all that apologetic either. Like, they sounded like, we're sorry you got offended by this.
Here's what I was wondering. They were announcing crap that I was shocked wasn't in the game. Like, Obi-Wan. It was just like, how was Obi-Wan not in Star Wars Battlefront yet? Like, excuse me. You're not doing it right.
Not with an actual Skywalker.
Yeah, and Anakin, too, was another thing that wasn't in the game yet. It was just like, okay, how? Just how? But...
And don't forget all those hot solo tie-ins for that movie that bombed.
I mean, I watched it the other day. It's not bad. It's fine. But...
Yeah, but for a Star Wars film, tie-in or spin-off or not, it
didn't
it
do
was
well.
a bomb, financially.
Yeah.
Financially speaking.
But yeah, they trotted that poor. I felt so bad for that guy, because the loot boxes were not his decision.
No, you never.
And he has to trot out there and say we're sorry and all this other crap.
So don't shoot the messenger, but boy, was that messenger awkward.
Yeah, you see, it's always uncomfortable because when we yell at EA, we know that it's not the people actually working on the game who demand that these things be in the game.
It's the corporate asshats at the top of EA who demand all this other shit get put into the games because they make money.
Yeah.
They should have got the guy who showed off A Way Out at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people talk smack about EA, but they've been good to me. F the Oscars.
It's like, okay, good for you, guy. We still hate them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really awkward. Then we've got to the, as usual, 1 to 2 decent-looking indie games that aren't unfortunately tied to EA's name.
Yeah, so Unravel...
Unravel 1 was sick, okay? Unravel 1 was really good.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
And now it's just a co-op Unravel, and I haven't played it yet, but it looks awesome.
How do you guys feel about simultaneous announcement and release?
It depends on the thing. I think for a new game like that, it's a little bit more shaky because people need to plan their purchases, I think. But for later on, and this is jumping ahead a little bit, Nintendo announced, and you can download Hollow Knight today. That's a port, so it's not something that I think needs that hype as much as, like, okay, we're announcing a new release and you can get it today. It's like, if people were waiting for Hollow Knight on Switch, that's a nice surprise. For people didn't even know to expect an Unravel 2, so they don't have that time to look at the game and see if it's good or not. And by the time reviews are done, because all the journalists are in LA, so they're not going to be able to review it until probably next week, people will have forgotten. So I think it's not necessarily a smart move. I would have said like 2 weeks or something like that, even if it was already done.
Like July 1st.
Yeah, just to build up hype, and people would be like, oh, that's really, really soon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but having a soon release, I'm worried that they don't have any confidence, which is weird, because I thought the first Unravel did well for them. Because people, despite hating EA... Well, yeah, but despite everyone hating EA, their indie initiative has worked out pretty well for them.
Well, one thing I hear is that the EA Originals stuff does not give EA any money, so you can buy it without feeling guilty, which is another thing.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good. So no, I'm a little worried about the future of Unravel, but because that guy is so nice, that
poor guy is precious and needs to be protected.
I know, so I hope the game sells well, just so we can keep being happy.
Any other thoughts about Unravel 2?
It looks good.
It just looks cool.
That's all I really have to say about it.
I would have preferred to. By the way, I would have preferred to call it 1 yard, 2 yarn, red yarn, blue yarn.
And it's not on Switch, and the colors are the Switch colors. As garbage.
I do like the pun in the name Unravel 2. That's clever. I don't know what they'll do for the thing about doing a pun for your second game is that then you're like, okay, well then what do you do for the third game or
Banjo 3 doesn't sound near as good as Banjo 2.
Or you get an Aliens 3 instance.
Alien 3.
That's what I mean. It's just like, okay, it's just like you stop doing puns and
the E on Unravel
dumb.
is just a 3.
Okay, Unraveled, Threed, and Needle.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
EA,
that's pushing
hire
it.
me.
John, do you want to work for EA?
Johnny, we were friends.
I would like to work for an indie developer that has promise.
Speaking of another one, we have the other potentially interesting EA indie title, Sea of Solitude.
Yeah.
Which had really weird start because this woman, I can tell she's really passionate about it.
But she was
really,
she was nervous. She was so nervous.
She was really nervous and she meandered.
Yeah, she probably.
One comes with the other if you're jittery.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I think she needed to prepare a bit better.
I mean, I know it's hard. She was from like Sweden, I think, so she probably didn't
she was
speak.
Berlin, I think.
Oh, Berlin, sorry. So she didn't speak English very well, which I also. Well, no, she spoke it. Yeah. She spoke it. I should asterisk that because she spoke it much better than I could speak any foreign language. But presenting in front of a crowd that big in your native language is certainly frightening. That's a better way to put this.
It might have been just her first time as well, just like presenting anything in general, because that definitely reeked of this is my first time.
Yeah.
And my nerves are completely shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the game itself looked interesting. I do think that they did take a little bit too long to get to the stuff that got me interested, because they were talking about it for too long, and when they showed it, I was interesting, but it took a long time for me to know that,
and we're still not really sure what kind of game it is.
Well,
it seems like it's gonna be based on your perception of what you want. If you're okay with indie games that have a message, quote unquote, trying to be a little snooty.
I mean, in terms of gameplay, like, is this kind of like a 3D platformer, explorative?
This does not look to be the kind of game you play for the gameplay. To me, it looks like the kind of
even still, I would like to have a better idea of what the game is.
That's sure.
I'm thinking it's like a Castaway sort of game where everything is happening inside our head and none of it's real. Maybe I'm just reading too deep into the title of the game, Sea of Solitude,
and then we throw vegetables into a toad's mouth.
Yeah, that's what?
It's a frog. Toad. It's a frog. Toad is the mushroom person. Ryan, gosh, man.
I said into a toad's mouth, aka wart.
Yeah, but no, he's a frog because Toad is Toad. Gosh, you don't know the Mario lore.
Fucking nerds.
Oh my
I can't
God.
be part of this conversation anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sea of Solitude looks like it has promise. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see when it eventually comes out.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure. It's just, again, the presentation, I think. It's hard to get angry at her because that
I'm not angry at her. It's mostly just shorten it down a little bit, be a bit more prepared, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. So yeah, there was that, and then we went on back to crap that nobody cares about. So more sports, and then Command and Conquer.
Hold on, can we go on before we do that? Can we?
Yeah, we need to talk about Madden though. They brought out this huge douchebag looking kid.
Who, we don't know anything about this kid, but you just look at the kid and just
want to punch him in the face.
Reeks of douchebag.
Yeah. I skipped my high school graduation to go play Madden. It's like
douchebag.
Did he say that?
Douchebag.
Okay,
yeah,
so I actually skipped this part of it because I couldn't physically handle this conference anymore.
He was like, I want to be the best at Madden. I went to a Madden tournament, skipped my high school graduation to go earn that money. It's like, you're a douchebag.
Wow, I'm sure your parents are real proud of you.
Are proud of you.
That's really the people EA loves.
I bet you that was the first time they heard of that. Like, they found that. What we didn't see is, like, immediately after that boy got an ass whooping so fucking hard from his parents.
I want to take pictures, Johnny.
And then they made, to build them up, there's like, oh, he's some underdog story who finally won the tournament. It's like, you're playing Madden.
I don't know how serious the competitive Madden scene is.
It can't be that serious because no one talks about it outside of the hardcore.
To me, at
Madden
the end
guys.
of the day, as someone who would like, esports to be something a little more taken seriously, but I'm sorry, at the end of the day, if you're playing up the underdog story for esports like Madden or NBA Live or anything like that, I'm sorry, that is not the same thing as an underdog for an actual athlete.
Unless it made them making money, actually brought them out of the ghetto or whatever, which I find highly unlikely because esports does not make you money.
To me, an underdog thing only qualifies if you're competing for an actual sport, like a live athletic sport, not esport.
Oh, okay, John. Way to be racist to video games.
That's like, yeah. You know what? Yeah, fuck them.
But
yeah, but otherwise, Madden is Madden. They they always have this trailer of, yeah, I put it all on the field and blah blah blah. It's like it's the same fucking game every year. You can stop hyping it up.
so people.
And it's not coming to Switch, so ultimately, really, who cares?
It's coming to PC though, so whatever.
Oh, cool mods.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to mod.
We are totally going to see SpongeBob and Sonic and Shrek
I can't
and
wait to
Ronald
mod
McDonald
that
running down the end
so
zone.
that they're all anime girls. It'll be the best.
You know what?
Okay, you know what? I'm in.
Well, yeah, put mods in there, make it like SpongeBob versus Sonic or something as teams.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll fucking do it.
Who needs Smash, really? You could just have this be the crossover that we need.
The most ambitious crossover event in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, but,
Infinity War spoilers, they tackled the end zone with Thanos.
Oh, God.
But then we get to the clunker.
Ooh, God.
Who boy, this one.
Command it. You see.
They bring out two sportscaster types for competitive mobile. I didn't even realize there was such a thing.
I saw
which I don't want to ever hear the term competitive mobile ever again.
Hey man, Candy Crush is serious business. All right, my mom goes deep in that.
So they bring out two of these competitive mobile guys. It's like, okay, there's like no such thing. To play Command and Conquer Rivals. Well, first off, they don't even tell you the name until afterwards.
Which is weird because you thought that people might care a little bit more if it was Command and Conquer, you know?
Well, no, if they heard beforehand, they'd
be pissed off. Trust me, the reaction was horrible about this. But so they bring these two guys out, and they're furiously tapping on the screen for basic resource management and just sending them to the bases. Competitive mobile.
It looked like every other mobile game of this type. Yeah.
No commentators can make it any more interesting than a static screen and nothing else.
Of tiny little men just walking to a square.
Yeah. It's like...
I mean, granted...
Would you sport commentate over lemmings? No.
If you want me to,
wouldn't.
hell yeah, dude. Oh, he's going for the digging ones. Man, that's a good move.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. But... they spend like 10 to 15 minutes on this.
It was about 5-6 minutes, but it felt like forever.
Yeah, it was.
It was the most dull thing to watch.
I tuned out. I turned Hyrule Warriors on several times during this show, and I did not regret it because I've been getting good progress in the Great Sea map, man. Like, man, I'm gonna get it.
So then they show a CG only trailer, which is completely unindicative of what the game actually is because mobile game.
And they showed it after the gameplay, which is weird. Yeah,
weird. And then they show it's Command and Conquer, and every fan of an actual RTS series gets very pissed off. Understandably,
it's weird though because RTSs have been coming back because Age of Empires is getting a new game, so it's just like, okay, Command and Conquer coming back. I'm sure people would have been excited about that if it came back in a real way.
Well, EA did the same thing with like this Dungeon Maker game. I forget.
Is that Dungeon Keeper? I heard.
Yeah, Dungeon Keeper. Yeah, they did the same thing with that. And it's like, at this point, I think anyone who's interested in any non-sports or Battlefield crap for EA should just give up. Because that's just kind of what it is at this point.
I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong. Like, if EA got their shit together, you have no idea how happy I would be. So happy to eat crow if EA got their crap together.
Well, like, I posted this on Twitter after the fact, but EA is the most frustrating because they have all the resources in the world to make good games. They just choose not to.
Because that's not the easiest way to do it, you know.
Way to make money.
Yeah. So they own so many good companies. They have the capability.
That's why everyone's pissed off at them is part of the thing.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you don't want your company of choice going to EA of all places.
Yeah, because no. Yeah. We'll get to BioWare later.
Yeah. Oh, well, soon actually. They're next.
Yeah. Yeah. So they had more loot box talking about not this, not that. You're fucking liars. We all know it. EA, stop pretending like you care. You don't.
EA. Oh, okay. Actually, this is something that we didn't write down, but they had their charity. They said, okay, we're gonna donate $1 million to charity, and it was so hard for me because I knew I knew that I shouldn't be cynical. I knew, okay, they're giving to charity. That's something.
It's purely trying to get goodwill, and you know it.
It's especially considering that $1 million for a company like EA is a drop in the bucket. It is. People make more for that during their lunch break. The higher ups at EA do.
Isn't EA considered one of the worst companies in the United States to work for?
They have been voted the worst company in America more times than Comcast.
Okay, so I don't care about them doing charity because it's just for goodwill. It's not for their own.
No, you know it's not for any actual benevolence on their part. It's trying to buy back goodwill.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, again, like I'm not gonna shit talk the charity, but you need to do something more impressive if you want to get goodwill from me for that. Because again, $1 million from EA is like
they make billions a year. They make billions a year.
That's like me tossing 50 cents into the jar. Okay, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else did they say about loot boxes? I tuned out so hard. I barely remember.
I just put it there because it was the usual. We're sorry, blah de blah.
We're
sorry. So just regards to Anthem, they did confirm that loot boxes are there, but it's cosmetic only, which doesn't mean anything. You're still making us spend money for shit that would normally be in the game anyway.
I mean, I'm not gonna get mad about it, but I'm not gonna give them points for it only being cosmetic.
Here's the thing. I am only willing to compromise on the cosmetic-only loot boxes if it's a free-to-play game.
Like,
I am not okay with the company charging $60+ for whatever editions, and then asking you to spend more money for stuff that was already in games previously.
Yeah,
you're just not. You don't have any sympathy for me from that. If you want to have loot boxes in there, it has to be a free-to-play game, because that's an excuse for, we need to make some money somehow.
Yeah, if it's a free-to-play game, then the microtransactions and the loot boxes are how you're making money on that game, so that's fine.
Yeah. So, Anthem. CG-only trailer, lots of awkward talking in front of static images, and then gameplay.
Yeah, that was so weird, because if they had shown that gameplay really 10 minutes earlier, I might have cared for the rest of it. But there was so many images of just, like, look at our sweeping vistas in the background, and I'm like...
Which is weird, because they showed the game off last year, and you would think that was when you would show your concepts for it.
Yeah.
But the year after, it should be nothing but gameplay.
Yeah. And I mean, the gameplay looks... Oh, wait, hold on. We have to talk about how Anthem isn't an MMO. Anthem is so not an MMO.
Is it not?
It isn't an MMO.
Did they say it's not?
Yeah, they said it's not.
It said it's not, even though that there's classes and...
It's not a multiplayer game with the story just tacked on. It's totally legit
It's an
game,
MMO.
guys.
It's an MMO.
It's an MMO, and it's totally not Destiny, but you can fly. That's effectively what it is. It's Destiny, but you can fly.
And I mean, granted, the flying looks cool-ish. It would have seemed more impressive if I had seen it 10 minutes earlier. Because by the time I saw it, I was so tuned out. Because they were just talking about how immersive their world was. And, I wanted to...
freelancer. Blah-de, 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 blah.
I wanted to see why the world was immersive and not... just have
to
them
explained as to why it is.
Yeah, the only gameplay they showed was hunting bugs.
And then, they had a boss fall in, which was not a Metroid.
Yeah.
But
I want to like this game.
I would too.
They're doing everything wrong and showing it off.
Yeah, basically. It's
not so much even that, because I liked what I saw from last year. Because we talked about Anthem briefly last year, and I went out and said that it looked like it's something I could get into. And I sort of feel the same way this year, but it's like, given EA and their business practices, the last year has been a complete shit show. So I can't help but feel that they're going to fuck it up somehow.
Of course they are, because it's EA, and they've done nothing in this press conference to dissuade me from thinking otherwise.
I honestly find it amazing that it's the year 2018 and companies still are like, you know what, we need forced dialogue, as if gamers were actually playing this, because this is what they play. Like, I don't know if they know who the audience is.
There's not enough swearing.
I mean, that's because it's a bunch of friends just like dicking around.
Nobody actually talks about the game or refers to anything. Like, they were calling it by their in-game lore terms. It's just like, no, you call it the bug thing.
The bug thing.
It's just like, go attack the...
Where are you? I'm over here under the ledge. Which ledge?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and at one point, no one ever says, "Wait, hold on, someone's knocking on the door."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Or
Mom!
how's life? The boss is being a piece of shit again.
You mean in the game or?
But yes.
But yeah,
Dude, EA is the disaster as it always is, and as we expected. So there's nothing new there.
Worst conference of the show for you guys. I'm guessing.
Well, that's not really.
Well,
even
that's
close.
obvious.
Yeah.
That's not saying much.
It keeps that honor every year.
Yep. It again leads to the question of why do you even bother EA?
Yeah, it's
you can show Battlefield at Xbox or Sony, and that's all you really ever bring. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I would love for EA to not be crap. Like, if they become the best company 1 year, then I'll gladly admit it, because I never thought I'd say that I thought Microsoft had a better show than Nintendo ever, but I'm gonna say that when we get to that. So yeah.
Yeah. Any last words on EA from John or Anthony?
No, it was painful.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with the EA.
All right, so let's move on to Xbox. This
We're
was
gonna have to marathon through this, boy, because they went in saying 50 games, and that's a lot of games.
They brought it. So they started. Just to preface this, before we get into the nitty gritty, I think they did a fantastic job showing games this year. They still have the same problem of, is this enough to get me to buy an Xbox when everything here is either going to be on PC or also PS4?
Yeah.
The answer is still no.
Yeah.
See, if Gears Pop was on the Xbox.
We'll get to Gears Pop, but
my sentiments exactly. I think Microsoft was the clear. I think Microsoft was the clear winner of E3 this year.
Yes.
But
just in terms of presentation, because they were straight to the point, they wanted to show off what was coming for the system, but at the same time, yes. Why should I get an Xbox for these games when I already have a PC or a PS4? And I don't think.
Or why should I be if I don't have any of those? Why should I spend $500 on your Xbox One X when I can save a bit more and get a good gaming PC?
The thing is, in my opinion,
that's the catch-22 with Microsoft. Yes.
Yeah.
We are late into this console's lifespan at this point. The only people that they probably give a shit at this point are dedicated, loyal Xbox fans. So this conference was for them, which is fine. But
I mean, there's still a lot of games here I like.
Yeah,
and there's plenty for other people too. Is the good thing. So it's not they had a show for not just
Xbox guys.
Yeah, you could say, for example, Nintendo didn't have anything for people not Nintendo, but Microsoft had stuff for people not Microsoft, which is good.
They, I guess, your general thoughts before going into the nitty gritty, Anthony.
I mean, yeah, it's. I was just echoing the same thoughts as you all. It depends on what you think they should accomplish at E3, because they did have a good conference, but I don't know if it's a good E3, because I would imagine the whole point of it is to get people to want your console, and if they fail that, then they failed.
Yes.
Showing a bunch of multi-platform games doesn't do you any good service. So I still think Microsoft failed. They had a good show, but they still failed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it's always weird trying to judge Xbox.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see come whatever the hell the next Xbox is.
We'll get into that in their studio initiative, but
talking about the future is the exciting part.
Yeah, they started with Halo Infinite, which we don't know if that's some kind of remake, sequel, prequel, what have you. And
CG only trailer.
I hear.
Yeah, CG only trailer.
CG only trailer, but I've heard from an interview post conference that it is after Halo 5.
So it's Halo 6.
So
it's not necessarily Halo 6.
But it's not necessarily Halo 6.
It's Halo 6.
So it could be like the ODST.
I guess, maybe.
Maybe.
By the way, Chiefs, not we.
God, but yeah.
Had to make that joke.
Oh yeah, of course we did. But I mean, it's Halo, so
it's Halo. It'll probably be a competently made first-person shooter that doesn't really matter much in the landscape of lots of first-person shooters that are.
And see, that's the thing. That's the problem. Is that I give Halo all the credit for having its legacy. But the description you just used of it being, yeah, it's probably going to be a good shooter with a solid single player and a good multiplayer, that could be said for 15 games during all of E3.
Yeah. Halo
now
pull
lacks.
it used to.
It lacks a unique aside from Master Chief, like it lacks anything else. I don't know. Nothing about it seems interesting. It just seems like stuff that other games do also now.
Definitely.
It doesn't have the same pull as it did a decade ago, and the only reason I would get it is because I'm already a fan of Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So for the
basically,
legacy
that's where it's at
thing more than anything
Functionally,
else.
yes.
Yeah, for more than it's like, oh my god, this is going to be the FPS. It's like, no, I'm getting this because I'm a Halo fan.
It's not going to be much different than any other FPS, I imagine. But we'll see.
Kind of goes without saying.
I'm open to being surprised. So
Yeah.
It'll probably have a battle royale mode. Let's be honest.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so next we moved on to Ori 2, I think, Will of the Wisp.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Which
convenient.
the first-
Oh, so conveniently, Ori 1 was on sale on Steam after that conference.
nice.
Interesting. What a coincidence. I got it because
Was it on sale for Xbox?
it was on sale on Steam. I don't know if it was on sale on Xbox.
That's a no.
So maybe
Because they would have talked about it.
You fucked up.
But yeah,
I mean, Ori 1 I heard was really good.
I bought it on my
This will
Steam
probably
library.
be
I
good,
can't
too.
wait to not play it for another 2 years. But it got me to buy Ori 1, so well played.
Mission accomplished. Will of the Wisp probably doesn't even exist, and they just want you to buy
Ori
in the
1.
Blind Forest.
I mean, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, like it
it'll-
has a nice sense of flow to it, and it looks like they really built on. I haven't played it, just watched like the first game, and they definitely upped the flow. And if it's a Metroidvania with super awesome flow, I'm sure it's a good game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, but again, it'll be on PC, so
Yeah.
yeah, and was it exclusive to Xbox on consoles though?
no.
Yes.
No?
Well, on consoles, yes.
On consoles, yes?
It was
Okay.
only on Xbox.
Okay, well then you have to give your money basically to Microsoft no matter what for that one, I guess. So
Well, again, it's a matter of that's not necessarily a Microsoft problem. It's why does the Xbox exist then?
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Honestly,
For
all they
those
would
that
have
can't
had to do
afford
was to
it,
put the game in on a disc in a box, and it would make it the console more appealing.
Yeah, because people are gonna want to buy the physical edition of the game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Especially with this current generation technology, gaming PCs that are about on par with Xbox One and PS4 are not as expensive as they were like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No, you
So-
can effectively buy a PC, Xbox One, PS4 for basically the same price nowadays.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's really for those that just don't dig computers
Or
and would
don't
rather
want
just play
to,
on TV.
for the convenience, which has always been one of the big things about consoles, because people often ask, like, why even bother with the consoles? Because I don't want to deal with looking up what specs are. It's too much work.
Well, I mean, this is getting into like just the talk of the console in general, and I forget which way it is going, but I think either the Xbox One interface is coming to PC or Windows 10 OS is coming to Xbox. Something of the sort, like they're crossing the brands somehow.
Really?
So the lines are being blurred even more so between console and PC. That's what I read. There's no like pictures
God
or anything.
forbid your Xbox needs a Windows 10 up.
Oh,
yeah.
ew.
But I mean,
ew,
that's just
ew,
going to be
ew.
like an insight. It's what I don't know, the Xbox 2, whatever the hell they're calling it, is going to be.
the Xboxer. Yes.
Yeah.
Punches you in the face. You don't say the right command.
And so
You got the Xboxer just going to picture like Mike Tyson.
So next up we have Sekiro, which is the From Software game.
So that actually
From last year.
looked pretty good. Again, this is something
Yeah,
that's going to be multi-platform, but I'm not
Yeah.
the whole FromSoft thing kind of always rubbed me the wrong way because, well, for one, the Dark Souls kind of, oh my god, guys, it's the hardest game of all time kind of stuff.
It's not going to be. It's not that much like Dark Souls. They said there's going to be like no stat building or anything.
So that's actually
an
what got
action
me
game.
interested because, for one,
Yeah.
the movement options seem way more interesting because you had like a grappling hook and stuff, which seemed cool. And two, if it's not going to be as dense, it feels much less intimidating to someone who doesn't, want to play necessarily the game that's going to make me want to rip my hair out because I like my hair. I want to keep it the way it is. Thank you.
It's long and luscious.
I can already hear the cries of baby's first Dark Souls.
And you know what? That's honestly,
Probably.
that's fine. Why can't there be a baby's first Dark Souls? God forbid
Not every
this
game.
incredible.
Not every game. Not every series needs to be super hard forever. Not every series needs to be super easy forever.
God forbid, this incredibly notoriously difficult series becomes more accessible. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was gonna say, did they confirm that it's gonna not be as difficult as that?
Not so much. I never heard anything about the difficulty, but if you're removing all of the stats stuff, I would imagine not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that sounds more appealing because I have not played Dark Souls, but the whole meme of it being so difficult puts me off because I don't have the patience.
It's also a long game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just
gosh, John, I beat Dark Souls in 2 hours on my first run. All right, and
on a DDR pad.
You're full of shit, Ted.
Oh wow, you're only just figuring that out. Okay, cool.
Speaking of those Dark Souls jokes, I can't wait for a remaster to come out on Switch so someone can beat it playing with the Pokeball.
Yep.
Did they give the release date for that? Because I know that got delayed again.
No, we'll get to Nintendo when we get to it.
Yeah, but anyway, so
Fallout 4 is on the Xbox Pass, whatever that is. It's like the subscription thing.
So I actually do like what they're doing with the Xbox Game Pass thingy. So this was actually something we were talking about with EA. It's just like, okay, why would you want to buy a subscription service for your thing when you could just buy the games? And there were a lot of times during this conference, I can't remember all the specific instances, but they said this game will be on Xbox Game Pass day one, and I was like, damn, okay, like that's a good reason to buy your subscription service then. And like, I was actually surprised that they decided to go for that. They did it like at least 3 or 4 times. It's just like, this game will be on this Game Pass like starting today or on day of release or whatever. They did it for, I think, Forza and a few others.
Well, because if you ask anybody,
I think.
Yeah, if you ask anybody, everyone will tell you that like that's the only thing that people like about the Xbox One
is the Game Pass.
Is the Game Pass.
Okay.
That's the one thing that people seem to just unanimously be like, yeah, the Game Pass is like the best thing. I just wish there was more stuff to play.
Yeah, so I think they are trying to alleviate that because, again, they do have more games on it, which is good. I just hope that they keep it up and it doesn't just die out immediately after that, because that does happen. It's just like, oh, we're going to start pushing early and then we'll crap out because nobody else wants to put their games on the subscription service, So, yeah, that's what I hope.
Let's see. Next we have Fallout 76, which we'll talk about for Bethesda. Captain Spirit we'll talk about for Square. Crackdown 3 got delayed till next year, like everyone thought it was.
Wasn't that announced during the first Xbox One conference?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, it was announced at least last year or something.
It was announced like forever ago.
It was definitely more than just last year. I feel like that when they first announced the Xbox One, they were like, "We're making a sequel to Crackdown."
Also, why the fuck am I blanking on the actor's name?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. Yeah, this isn't even Crackdown 3. It's Terry Crews kicks ass at the game.
Which, to be fair,
is okay, but
I would buy it for that. I love Terry Crews.
He was very.
This can of gold space is going to come out of my hand, and I'm going to show it right down your face.
Okay, I know that he's a lot of fun, but I did get it. It went on a little long. Actually, you could say that about a lot of E3 stuff. Is that it started off good, and then they kind of went for 15 minutes too long. Well, not 15 minutes, but you know what I mean. A few minutes too long, and I was getting kind of. Crackdown does not seem to me to be the kind of game you need to have a long demo for. It's like it's Crackdown.
You run around and you blow shit up.
Yeah,
it's one of the few exclusive franchises that Microsoft has, so they're gonna show it off.
That makes sense.
This game was announced in 2014.
14, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
We're starting to get. We're almost getting to Kingdom Hearts territory with this one.
Don't worry, we'll get to that.
Oh man, if they got Terry Crews to narrate Kingdom Hearts 3,
and then Roxas was a nobody.
When is Terry Crews gonna get Norded?
Yeah.
Darkness.
He turns around and just does this little peck flex for Mickey with Xehanort eyes.
You're too late, as he.
Yeah.
You're too late, Mickey.
Yeah. Then he sells me Old Spice.
Beautiful.
No, he's not selling Old Spice anymore. He's doing some other off-brand deodorant.
Yeah. No dice.
Here's one that's technically Square, but I do think is better talked about here. They're getting a Nier Automata port.
Which
That's
I
cool.
think was only a matter of time.
Yeah,
Which is cool, but it's also a year and a half too late.
Yeah, no one's gonna care, but
It's on PC and it's on PS4.
Well,
yeah, it's a good game. That game was fantastic.
you see, it came with the DLC, right? So the only thing I can think of,
it's-
if you own an Xbox and you haven't bought it yet, this is the version to get.
I didn't even know there was DLC, honestly, so that was a reveal to me. So it comes with all the DLC, and I just found out it had DLC in the first place.
If it's coming with the DLC, you can probably just get a used one on, or like the one on Steam, and then pay for the DLC and basically call it a wash.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. Here, it's one of those a lot of things that are on this list where it's like, it's good that you have an Xbox. Okay, I'm not going to be playing it on your system. Sorry. Especially when a lot of us are going to be either sticking with PCs or someone like a lot of people I know who have PS4s, including myself, where it's like, that's great. I can play all this on my PS4, and as well as God of War and Horizon and blah blah blah. But that's something Xbox is apparently going to try to do in the future, which we'll talk about. Then we moved on to Metro Exodus. That looks like it did last year.
It's another. You know what? It looks like a very competent first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To fucking kill his internet connection.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know he's probably like talking still in his file there, but I think nothing of this game, like nothing at all. It is there, it exists. Happy for Metro fans. That's it. I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Metro as a series.
I know my brother enjoyed the first game. I think it was just called Metro or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think he could look forward to it. But it's like it doesn't look distinguished to me at all. Like,
no.
What makes this game different than every other FPS set in the same setting?
Yeah.
Okay. Ted's computer froze. Apparently. I think we should
the true Exodus.
Yeah, we should pause and take a quick break.
Okay.
While we get
Intermission
yeah.
like Sony. Let's go.
Yeah, let's all go to the lobby. Well, I mean, the audience will hear because we'll just cut right to it.
Yeah. Fuck your snacks.
Now that everyone has gotten to the appropriate venue, we can continue on. So
Hope you had your popcorn. Hope you went to the restroom. If not, it sucks for you.
So we're back at Xbox. They showed Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hey.
Which, again...
Do we want to save that for...
Yeah.
Save that for Square, but just to bring up, it's great that you had that Xbox. It doesn't really matter.
No one's gonna buy it.
You're not going to sell any of those in Japan. And anyone who's interested in Kingdom Hearts has already bought a PS4 for those collections. Sorry.
To be fair, I do think that the trailer they had at Microsoft was the best one out of the ones that they showed.
Really? I disagree.
Okay. But this is coming as someone who's not a Kingdom Hearts fan, because that was the one where they talked the least about crap no one cares about. So
fair point.
I mean, they all do, if we're being real here. Come on.
Yeah. Fair point, yeah.
But
we'll talk about I'm guessing we're talking about Kingdom Hearts in full at the
Square.
yeah, we can say it for Square.
Yeah.
Okay. Because God knows there wasn't much else to talk about.
God, it's funny because it's true. Ugh.
So next they talked about Sea of Thieves expansions. So hopefully that game will actually have some content now.
I mean, people are playing it, kinda. I'm glad
Did
that
the core
this
game
Well,
have
Sean
any
Astin
story?
is, at the very least.
Not to my knowledge, or very little.
Because like I was surprised. I thought they were adding more story, but it seems like they're just adding story.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a story in the game to begin with?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I didn't really play it. I just heard that it's absurdly bare boned, and you're done with the game after like 3 hours.
It's a shame because that game did look pretty cool. So, nah.
And it was Rare that developed it,
Yes,
right?
Rare.
Yes. They're the first game that had a budget given to it in 10 years.
Yes, basically. which is sad, actually. Well, I mean, I know a lot of the people who are...
Listen, Connect Sports had a budget. Don't diminish their work. Wow, the reaction to that, it was not...
Get this guy out of here.
Oh boy, okay. I said something really offensive.
It's a gimmicky motion sports thing.
Just the dead silence after I brought that up.
What was the trigger word?
Jesus.
Connect. I just brought up connect. Dead silence.
Please open verification cam.
I mean, I know that Rare isn't the same people as it used to be, but it's still, seeing the company do something worthwhile. I want to hear, so I'm rooting for Sea of Thieves.
No one's gonna care until they remake Conquer.
Yeah.
We're giving
Or
our
Banjo.
Conquer game.
Banjo, yeah. It's like...
Well, we'll get to Rare's other thing later when it gets brought up in the thing, but
Yeah.
it's expansions. Hopefully, it doesn't cost a whole lot. We'll see.
Yeah. Did they announce date? Because I don't actually really remember. If they
I
did.
don't remember.
Okay.
Let's see. Next, they talked about Battlefield 5, which we've gone over.
Let me just say quickly about Battlefield 5. I really hate the business practice of E3 of replaying the same trailer over multiple conferences.
Well,
Yeah.
a couple.
they did
I
twice
know
for
that
Kingdom
people
Hearts.
mainly focus on the big three, but then show something special for those dedicated to watch the middle conferences. Like, it was the same trailer, right?
And it wasn't particularly impressive either time.
All they talked about was like a little bit more of the story DLC, where it's like, who cares? It's
I just
you're
personally
a
like
woman
feel
during World War
offended.
II. Yeah, it's just
I genuinely hate that they show the same trailer multiple times. And I mean, Kingdom Hearts, we'll talk about too. They showed the same trailer twice.
Well, no,
Well,
they had
part- I
different
mean,
It was
stuff.
slightly differently edited, but that doesn't really make
I
it
agree.
like.
Dark Pit is a waste of a slot.
okay. So
Was that to rent?
yeah. Then they went on to Forza Horizon 4. It's the same car game every year.
I mean, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like
All
Forza
the cars-
is impressive.
All the Forza games every year look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother was excited. He loves Forza.
And the
You know,
fact that they have seasons, cool. I guess.
I guess.
I mean,
You know what,
I
you
love
know-
driving
you-
in the
you-
winter. I lie.
As I think it was John who pointed it out, but you know what other racing game also has seasonal changes? Sonic Car.
I like that. That was one of my favorite tweets of
to
all
it
E3.
by like fucking 20-something years. Get on Sonic Cars level 4. Actually, no, you're way better than Sonic Cars, so don't worry about it.
I said on Twitter too. They missed an opportunity to call it Forza. Forza.
No, John, there is something though. Forza doesn't have Sonic Car soundtrack
Yet.
Yet. Yeah.
It's on PC. It'll be in there day one.
soundtracks could be, yeah.
There you go.
Custom soundtracks.
Okay. Next, then they kind of stopped for a little while in talking about the Microsoft Studio Initiative project.
Oh, okay. So this was awkward.
We look at all these studios we just plain bought because we can't develop our own
Yeah,
studios.
Microsoft
with no
temporarily
game
becomes
announcements.
Uncle Sam. Says, "I want you." Indie developers, basically.
Well, see, this is the thing. That's the thing is they are acknowledging the problem that they've had for years,
Yeah,
where
so-
the only franchises they have are reusing them over and over again. Which even this conference shows. There's another Halo, another Gears, another Forza. It's the problem they've had for a decade.
Yeah, but I can't
So-
get excited about them buying companies. I'm sorry. That's like a capitalist
I
nightmare.
would if they actually showed a game.
Well, it's just like, how can I be happy about them becoming an even bigger monopoly? It's just like,
Well, it's not really a monopoly. It's just a matter of. It seems like there are better ways to do this in a sense. Like Sony and Nintendo built their studios from the ground up. This seems like the Disney problem.
not really. I mean, like Naughty
mean,
Dog.
sort-
Naughty Dog was a random company that
Ye-
Sony acquired.
Sort of, but like Sony Santa Monica, the Studio Japan. Not so you can't.
no, that's true,
Not
yeah.
you can't acquire stuff, but this seems like a Disney solution of nothing.
Yeah,
we're
let's
trying
just
is
buy-
working, just buy other stuff.
yeah.
But I don't think they
Yeah,
can do
it's
that
not
now
so-
because
we're
they
not-
can't afford new
We're
people.
not buying you because of your potential. We're buying you because no one else will be able to get you.
Yeah. I mean, granted,
Is
there were
kinda
some
like
impressive.
what it feels like.
There were some impressive companies. It's just like, okay, they'll make cool stuff for Xbox, but it's just like, I can't cheer them buying 16,000 companies. It's wrong.
Well, I wouldn't say wrong, but
No, it's not. It's sketchy.
It leaves a weird taste in my mouth. Is the thing. I'm not. concerned, but I'm not exactly happy about it either.
I can't be happy. I can't be happy about that.
Especially for the indie developers, because you might be, because some are pretty diehard about that. It's like indies should stay indies, because if they get purchased by a company,
I don't care about them selling out. Like they need to eat.
Outs.
They need to eat. No indie developer.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. It's like to me. Unless you're, I don't know, making something overly artistic or something like that, and you want to spread a message that you don't really give a shit. But most people that go into the industry go so they can make it a job, make it a career, make it so they can put food on the table for either themselves or their family. So being purchased by a company, so you might leave a weird taste in your mouth, but if it helps them for the better, who cares?
Yeah, no.
And as long as the games they make are still good.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me too much. It's one of those. There's no way to tell how this will go until we actually see what happens. But
which will be like 3 years from now. We have to remember.
So, at least Microsoft is finally acknowledging the problem.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is I'm sure a lot of the stuff we won't see until they work on they show off the next console.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Microsoft were smart, which they aren't always, so we'll see. If I were Microsoft, I would say,
company.
Yeah, if I would tell all these companies they just bought, don't worry about making these games for Xbone. Develop them, make them as good as you can, and we're going to put them on the new system.
Didn't they? Yes. One of the companies they bought, aren't they? We'll talk about this in a second, but aren't they the developers of We Happy Few? Didn't they buy the devs?
Yeah, they also bought Ninja Theory, who made Don't They May Cry.
Don't They May Cry, among a few other things.
Yeah.
So they did get some quality in various regards here. So we'll see.
Like you guys said, it doesn't mean much for Xbox One, but it will mean something for the next console.
Yes. The Xbox 2.
They're preparing for it. Yeah, the X.
Should we talk about that now?
Xboxed, I guess.
Should we talk about that now, considering the topic is brought up with it? Because they technically mentioned it later, but.
The next box?
Yeah, the next. Yeah, I like the next box.
Yeah, there you go. Next box. I like it.
They at the end of their thing mentioned that they are working on a new console. Which is
a given.
Which is a given, and two, I wonder if that's kind of a response to Sony admitting the PS5 is sooner rather than later.
Well, I mean, of course they're always working on a new console.
Yeah, so that's not surprising. It's just curious about the timing of them saying that, I think. So we'll see.
I don't think I think we might get a teaser for it next year. I don't think that they show all the details until the year after.
It just feels.
I'm interested about that, Ted, because I wonder, Nintendo did really well just showing off a console and releasing it within I don't even know, 7-8 months, 6 months. I don't know how well perceived the old mentality of
Nintendo
showing it off and waiting a year and a half
gets away with crap that nobody else would be able to get away with, though. Let's be fair.
I mean, I guess, but coming from the Xbox One, I don't know if that mentality would work again, because that'd be a lot of time sitting on Xbox One not having anything.
That's true.
We'll see. I just remember, like, after this article opinion piece came out, it's like Xbox going for the future, which is true, but they were giving like 360 lots of praise for being very smart. It's like, no, the 360 success mostly stemmed from Sony shooting themselves in the foot for the PS3.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see if they really learned anything from this, but it's just a tad weird timing considering they just released the Xbox One X last year.
I'll give Microsoft a little more credit than that. It's true that Sony shot themselves in the foot with the PS3, and that helps. But I think they handled themselves really well the 360 era,
except for the fact that their consoles fell apart when you breathed on them too hard.
Yeah, I mean, never forget 2005, 2006. Holy shit!
and everyone remembers the great add-on of the HD DVD player.
Oof.
It's like you shut your mouth and get 10 more years.
So we'll see. I'm just curious that they would say that now after they released the Xbox One X less than a year ago. Now it feels like there's even less reason to get that and just be happy with an Xbox One S or something.
I feel like the phrase, now there's less of a reason to get an Xbox, has been said more times than I want to get an Xbox.
Fair. So I guess we should move on now to the other half, I guess.
Yeah.
So they showed We Happy Few again. I don't know what that's about, and I don't care.
That game looks so pretentious.
It had like BioShock vibes.
I honestly thought that game came out last year.
Hold on, this is what the internet is for, ladies and gentlemen. We can look these things up. We Happy Few. Okay.
See, I actually thought the game looked neat. It had like kind of Bioshock-esque vibes of creating this new world that you're playing.
That's what I
August,
got. I got Bioshock Infinite vibes
August
looking
10,
at it.
2018.
What is it? What is it that makes it feel?
It's Brave New World. It's literally the exact same plot as Brave New World.
They also haven't showed any gameplay really. It's just plot. What does this mean?
It's
how the characters do this.
It's probably a first-person shooter. Let's be real.
Did you know that that just trying to be happy is bad? That you need to look at things for how they really are. Truth is, you see. Okay, so I know that Brave New World is one of those books that you read in high school and you hate because you're forced to read it. But one thing I had to go back to it for a college class. And one thing that I noticed when I went back to it is that that's a dystopian book where the dystopia is right. Like, yes, people would just rather, be on drugs all the time and not have to deal with it because that's easier, Is it right? No, not necessarily. But if people are actually happier that way, then who are you to judge? So seeing that this game is literally the same exact plot, but only it's very black and white morality. So it seems like it's trying to say something, but what it's saying is not as smart as it thinks it is, which is to me the definition of pretentious. So yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way every year I've seen it. I can't care.
Do you think maybe they're trying to adapt Brave New World into a video game?
Then why not just call it that?
Well, I mean, it's this. I'm trying to think of an example in my head. I mean, Shakespeare plays a remake all the time, but they never call Othello or Hamlet.
Yeah, they're called the Lion
Macbeth.
King.
But you see my point. Like you don't call it exactly
if they did, they scrubbed all the subtlety out of it, so I can't give it points.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, so
but maybe that's their intention. Whether or not it's good or it depends on the quality.
Yeah, so like again, that book's certainly not like my favorite. It's got its share of pretentiousness too, but it just seems like it's doing the same thing but worse, so I can't get excited for it. But if you see something in it, then I'm glad for you. Like I'll never say that you're stupid for liking something that I don't, unless if it's Pikmin 2.
You watch your mouth.
Pikmin 2 sucks.
You watch your mouth.
So
now I guess after that we moved on to everyone's favorite asset flip, PUBG.
It's nice of them to bring out a corpse like that.
Was there even anything new about PUBG?
No, it's PUBG again.
That game's been on Xbox for like 6 months, so I don't know why they're even talking.
But now you can use their iconic registered trademark frying pan.
Yeah, it's because of Fortnite.
Yeah,
they don't want it to lose relevance,
even though it already is.
Yeah, so they gave it some E3 spotlight.
Where's Drake when you need him?
Like, I mean, if they were announcing an expansion pack for PUBG, sure, but the fact, hey, PUBG exists, like, you can't get, like, Nintendo would never go, hey, Mario Kart 8 is a game that exists, buy it at E3. That doesn't make sense. It's like you're supposed to get people excited for new games, not games that are out 6 months old.
Again.
Yeah,
blame Fortnite.
It's just, I mean, we can blame Fortnite for a lot of things, like how the children's are so violent now. It's all Fortnite's fault.
God, no.
This podcast got 40 minutes longer.
There we go. So anyway.
Next we moved on to more anime. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition.
Okay, so I saw that people freaked out about this when on Twitter as soon as that got announced. But nobody's going. This is another thing where, especially for this, nobody's going to buy it on Xbox because not only is it on PS4, it's on Switch. So if you're
into JRPGs, you're not buying the Xbox console.
It's funny because the reason people are excited is because it was only on Xbox before, and they didn't want that.
Yeah, so what I hear was
JRPG people don't play only Xbox.
The Japanese PS3 version had extra stuff that the West never got, right? That's what it was? Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it's good that... I haven't played a Tales game since Abyss on 3DS a while ago. I played half of Symphonia a few years before that. I'm not sure if Tales is really my thing, but if it's got...
Well, half of Symphonia is still like 45 hours.
Yeah. But I have
Bethesda
heard,
is considered like one of the best.
yeah, I've heard that, and if it's on Switch, I can play it handheld, which is one of my favorite ways to play RPGs. So I'm willing to give it a shot, but not on Xbox.
Yeah. poor Xbox with JRPGs. There's just no winning with them on that.
Man, Blue
'Cause
Dragon was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
All
What are you
right.
talking about? Blue Dragon was a piece of shit.
And it doesn't even matter if they try to get it exclusive because you're never going. They can't get exclusive JRPGs because no Japanese company's ever going to agree to that.
They've tried, like, the last ones were like Blue Dragon and Tales of Vesperia like 10 years ago. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, granted,
Maybe if the Xbox sold more than 2 units every 5 years there.
See, here's the thing. Like, it was so weird seeing anime at an Xbox conference. It was so weird, like, seeing, like, Tails anime faces
Yeah,
pop up.
Jump Force later. And,
Yeah, but it's just like, I do not, like, the hardcore Xbox fans must have been like, what the hell is this gay, retard anime bullshit? Oh my god. Nah, I'm joking. Like, I'm sure they're not all that homophobic, but... yeah, I'm sure that their base was confused about that, for sure.
yeah. So technically that game's already out, so sure. Tom Clancy's Division 2, we'll talk about that with Ubisoft.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, they did have 2 separate gameplay demos for
So
it.
that's something.
But, oh, God, the
We'll
Division,
talk
I can't
about-
care. But, yeah, we'll talk about that at Ubi.
Xbox Game Pass we already talked about. Tomb Raider is Square. Skate 4, quote-unquote, /session.
Session.
So
yeah.
people
Everyone
really
was saying it
want
was
Skate,
Skate 4.
like, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's new to me. I
Yeah.
had no idea the Skate fan base was as rabid as they were.
I mean, Tony Hawk Pro Skater has sucked for, like, years, hasn't it? So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I didn't think people were this insane over wanting Skate 4.
That's what I'm confused about.
I mean, they've...
The people freaking out, it's not Skate 4. It's like, it's functionally the same game.
I mean, people do attach a lot of things to names, though. Like, look at Call of Duty v Battlefield, you know? Like, we can say that those are the same
They're
game.
the same. They're on a base level the same damn game.
Yeah, so... but, you know, people get very defensive over those things. Fortnite, PUBG, we were just talking about.
Sort of, even though I've never played either of them, I can tell Fortnite has way more effort put into it.
Well, I mean, the art style actually exists, so yes.
Yeah, it actually has an art style.
Yeah, so...
let's see. Yeah, it looks like Skate 4.
I mean... Is skateboarding still a thing that the kids do?
Yes.
Really?
Actually, yes.
Like actual skateboarding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because, like, skateboarding stopped being the cool, hip thing to do, like, when I was 8 years old. Like,
Yeah, extreme sports isn't as big as it used to be, but
No,
kids definitely go out and skate
it kind of peaked in the early 2000s.
yeah.
It doesn't get as much attention as it used to. I think it should be the more accurate thing.
Yeah.
Because people still do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I see skateboarders all the time.
Okay.
Next is Black Desert. I can't even remember what that was.
Oh, that
was
was
an
the
MMO?
MMO. That was the MMO. That actually looked okay.
Oh, yeah.
That looks cool. I liked the creatures designs. Again, it took a little bit too much time for the world to get introduced, like for the cool stuff to get introduced. They went on a lot about like the world and lore, I think a little bit too long. But that game looked okay. I thought it was interesting. Is it something that I'll necessarily play? Probably not, because I don't want to spend that much time on an MMO. Because I like playing more than one game at a time.
as we lean over John's shoulder and look at his Final Fantasy 14 time.
Actually, I have slowed down considerably.
So 10 hours plus
Yes, just
15.
wait for the next expansion,
It's
John.
like now it's only 30 hours a week.
Oh,
Is this shit your job?
new record of 23 hours a day.
A day. Well, fuck.
12 hours a day spent playing Final Fantasy 14. Is this a healthy relationship with a video game? But yeah.
Next, we moved on to something that was kind of leaked, but still a very nice thing to see that I know a lot of people are excited for. Devil May Cry 5.
Okay, Capcom. Holy crap! When did Capcom
When did you
become
get
good again?
It's like we have Monster Hunter, which I know is not my thing, but I know a lot of people like it. We have Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Mega Man 11. Who are you, and what have you done with Capcom?
There's no Ace Attorney, so still sucks. But other than that,
well, no, you Onimusha fans are still screwed. But
hey, you see, here's the thing. Like, we talk about Konami being like garbage, but if Capcom can come back, like Konami has hope, right? Maybe?
No.
No.
But here's
worse.
the funny thing about the Devil May Cry reveal, though, is that they show Nero, who's the protagonist, kind of the main one from 4. He has his hair cut, obviously.
So
but from
everybody
the profile,
thought it
he
was
looks exactly
Dante.
like Dante. Yeah, he looks exactly like Dante. So everyone was
that's what
freaking
I
out.
thought.
I thought this was a sequel to Dante May Cry.
Yeah, and everyone
that's what they were going
and
for.
me included, were freaking out like, oh shit, they actually made it Dante May Cry too. And then you see him doing all the Nero moves, and Johnny Young Box's face like, oh, okay, it's Nero, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they show that Devil May Cry 5. I really wish that we were able to get Lewis in, because I know he's stoked for Devil May Cry 5.
A lot of my friends are stoked for Devil May Cry, because I like Devil May Cry. I like 3 and 4 a lot.
Yeah, so
I never played those games, but I've just heard good things. I know they're very similar to Bayonetta.
Well, more like Bayonetta is very similar to Devil May Cry.
But yeah.
I've played the Bayonetta. It's not really my thing, so I'll probably
it's definitely a genre that's not everyone's thing, but I really liked it, so I'm really glad it's
I'm
back,
glad it exists though, because like damn, that's a game people have been wanting. When did Devil May Cry 4 come out?
10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been long enough. So, and even Dante May Cry is pretty old now. That came out 4 or 5 years ago. So people have been wanting a game like that, and Scalebound got canceled too. So I know that
Scalebound became Devil May Cry 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, that was.
The Nero just needs some sick headphones.
Honestly,
Also, Devil May Cry 5 has the song of E3 for me.
Oh, that song was stupid good.
Yeah.
Stupid good.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cheesy, but I loved it. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
But that was the reveal for Xbox for me. I thought that was great.
Same here. That was the highlight for me for Xbox.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because it's a game people have been wanting for a long time. It looks really good, and they did it at a good time.
Yes, for sure.
Next we have Cuphead, the delicious last course.
I didn't even realize for like a day that it is DLC. Like delicious last course DLC. I didn't realize.
I mean,
oh fuck.
Yeah, see, it took me a minute.
You just got it, Johnny.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. I was more surprised that Cuphead of all things was getting DLC, given how much of a pain in the ass it was to make the game in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
Like to see it's getting an entirely new aisle. Like
so that's like how many bosses basically?
I mean, if it's like a full aisle, a good 5-6 bosses.
I imagine that a lot of them were probably cut
character.
to get the game out, and this is just finishing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be scared because there was Cuphead does have quite a significant number of cut content in terms of bosses that weren't implemented. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was just an excuse to bring those back, and a few others that they probably had in the cutting room floor.
I mean, I'm not complaining; it still looks great. So
no, I'm not. I'm just more surprised than anything else. Given again, you look at the development history of Cuphead, and holy shit. Like, the fact that they had the time to make DLC for it is baffling. But I'm getting it day one, so.
Yep.
Good on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, glad they showed it. It was definitely something that helped their.
You can now be the girl cup. Cool.
Mrs. Potts.
So there was that. And then after Cuphead was
Tunic, the Zelda Fox thing. I put.
See, this was my most hyped thing because I thought this is the perfect game for me, and I didn't know it existed before this.
It's
awesome.
it's Zelda.
Yeah, it looks. I don't care if it's a clone. It looks awesome.
So they had like the trailer with the typical, like the text popping up, but it's in that game's language, so you can't understand it. And I was like,
yeah,
that was weird.
It's like, why did they set the font to Wingdings for this? I don't get it.
Yeah, it could be saying like the conspiracy theories, like jet fuel can't melt steel beams or some other shit.
The world is flat.
The world.
Yeah. It's an Necronomicon.
Well, there goes my purchase.
It's a Necronomicon. You read it and everyone does.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it looks fine. I have plenty of Zeldas to play, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's a very typical Zelda clone, but I like it when they're well done, and this looks well done. I looked up other development videos from over the past couple of years. It looks good.
Yeah.
It is also good to see smaller projects like that highlighted on the big stage too. I think as well.
Yeah.
So, because I don't think people would have cared about that game at all if Microsoft didn't show it. So I think it was the right move, basically. Yeah.
It's good if you're not like already a big Zelda fan to try it out, but just me personally, I still have Zeldas to play.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Next we have more Animu.
Oh, the
This is
freaking
cool.
Jump Force! Like,
Luffy is above the American flag. This game better fucking reenact the 4Kids national anthem. Oh, say, can
we
you
not?
see?
can we not have them reenact the 4Kids national?
But it's Luffy and the American flag. You have to do it.
No, you really don't.
If they do, it'll 10 out of the tier, but 10 out of the 10 best game of the year. But now,
did
this
we get
is going.
We got some gameplay for that, right?
Yeah,
There's a bunch of gameplay from E3.
Yeah, it looks like Jump Victory Versus, which is the PS3 game, but prettier, which is fine.
Yeah, and now Light, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
cool.
Light Yagami from Death Note.
Why doesn't he just hide in the corner, write them in the book, and then win in?
Because he doesn't know what Frieza's last name is.
Frieza doesn't have a last name.
There's the thing, though. I mean, we actually kind of discussed this, like with my uncle and I, with like, if can Light get away with just writing
Son Goku,
Kakarot or Son Goku?
Which is it? Does Vegeta have a last name because he's married to Bulma?
Yeah,
It's just last name's probably Vegeta. Let's be
Vegeta
honest.
Briefs.
Vegeta.
Well, Luffy's dead because he has to write down Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy.
And he's king of the
Naruto
pirates.
Uzumaki. He's gonna be king. Yo. I mean, good news. We can have Hero Academia in this one.
Oh, Hero Academia.
I don't think they'll announce that though until the My
Closer.
Hero game actually releases.
No, most likely, but yeah, Shonen Jump is My Hero Academia is Shonen Jump 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, how
you
would
could
they
have Hero
get the main
Academia
character to play though? Because he's the whole thing about
No,
him is he doesn't have a power.
he controls it. He does have a power now, but he controls it.
Okay, but
So
I want to see
it'll
All
work just
Might
fine.
whooping the hell
No,
out
I
of
want to
Frieza
see,
in Times Square.
I want to see Detroit Smash in Detroit.
Ooh.
Yeah, these apparently the big twist on this game is that it's all going to take place in real world locations.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
anime is
yeah.
real? Oh
Yeah.
god, no.
Yeah, so yeah, Goku and Frieza battling out in Times Square. It's freaking weird.
Man, I thought Man
I'm
of
cool
Steel
with it.
was weird with that, but nope, it's actually
Oh, no one gives shit. No one gives Goku shit about it.
yeah, because he's Goku and he can beat Superman.
But no, I mean, I'll probably get this for fun with friends. I know it's not going to be a real fighter by any stretch of the imagination. It's a fun thing to goof off with friends with.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun doing that Jump Victory Versus tournament back in Momocon, however many years it was ago now. So
Yeah, I do have to get my revenge on TJ as well. So.
Goku's son.
Yeah, so
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it turns out.
it was certain again. Seeing anime at a Microsoft conference was weird, but
I think this is one of the.
I mean, they did reveal Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon
on
Ball
Microsoft
Z
last year.
is the most mainstream anime to ever exist. So
That's fair. You know what? Fair enough.
even the dude bros like Dragon Ball Z. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
if one anime was going to get shown, it would be Dragon Ball Z. But Jump stuff is like the one thing they can kind of realistically get away with,
That's
and
true.
not confuse their main guy audience.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, as for what was next, there was Dying Light 2.
That is the Mirror's Edge post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah, was the first game that Mirror's Edge?
I think it was, and I somehow just skipped my mind.
How did no one talk about this game that much if it was Mirror's Edge?
It was
That's more exciting than just an FPS.
because Mirror's Edge had a unique art style, and this game doesn't. There's so
That's
many
true.
post-apocalyptic shooters out there right now, and they all blur together for me.
Yeah, but how many other first-person platformers can you name?
Well, you see, I completely
Exactly.
forgot that this was the platformer one because they all are that homogenous to me. You know.
Fair enough. That's the only reason why it stood out to me, is because it looked, oh, this is Mirror's Edge just in Apocalypse. That's interesting.
Yeah. Next up was not really even a teaser for Battletoads.
Oh, yeah, well,
Would have been nice if they had anything to show, and
Yeah, I mean,
they made fun of it, so they knew.
Cool.
but still,
that doesn't really help.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was like the trailer was funny. Granted, like I laughed.
Yeah, they got a voice actor straight from the 90s.
And I mean, having a real Battletoads game is good, but I can't imagine that would be a full price thing. Because if they're gonna try to make it be traditional to Battletoads, it'll be an old-fashioned beat 'em up. And you know, I love old-fashioned beat 'em ups, but those aren't exactly games known for their longevity. So, yeah.
I feel bad for every GameStop employee.
Why?
They're gonna be dealing with hell, just absolute hell.
Why?
Yeah.
The old meme of people calling GameStop asking for copies of Battletoads.
Or no,
and now it's actually gonna happen.
No, that was the Pawn Stars guy.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God. It's just an old meme of people calling GameStop asking for Battletoads.
Okay.
It's just a meme.
And apparently they were doing that to that Pawn Stars guy, and he just got really, like, almost violently upset after a point about it, which of course meant people were going to keep doing it.
The second that game got announced, I looked at Twitter and I'm already seeing people adding GameStop. It's gonna be rough.
Shaking his fist in the air at no one.
Next up is a game that Steam leaked, oddly enough, Just Cause 4. It looks like Just Cause, all right.
This was another one where they went on too long about it. This was technically a Square game, isn't it?
Technically.
Yeah, it is. Just Cause is
Okay.
Okay.
Well-
Talk about it there or just get it over with
Well,
here.
we already started, but I felt like they went
What
on
else is there
way
to say?
too long because it's Just Cause. This is the game. It's similar to Crackdown. This is the game where you just blow crap up. You don't need.
It's Grand Theft Auto with a grappling hook, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Functionally,
Yeah,
yes.
I believe it.
So this isn't something you need to spend a lot of time talking about it. You just need to do it. So
Yeah. I mean, it functionally doesn't look much different from 3 anyway.
Which I mean, I hear people love Just Cause 3, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Just Cause fans got another Just Cause game, so,
Cool.
you know.
they got it
Which
Just
is-
Cause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we got...
Which I'm pretty sure they've heard that joke millions of times.
Yep.
and it will never stop.
Nope.
Yeah.
So,
Cause.
next up we have...
Listen, man.
Why is there a
yeah.
Funko game?
Yes.
Because Lego can do
I
it.
am not a Gears fan, and even I was angry.
I laughed. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I was just like, oh, they're doing it. Oh man.
I mean, I'm not surprised that it's happening. Despite what people want, like Funko Pops are still growing in popularity. We're going to see more of this.
I fucking hate Funko Pops.
So do I. I can't stand Funko Pops.
Their soulless eyes. Ugh.
They're soulless eyes. There's no effort put into them. They all use the same damn base, and it's just a different coat of paint.
No, they've been changing them in like the last year. Mostly, yes, though. But what if this becomes the next like Lego?
No,
Well, if it's
please
good.
no.
I mean,
And
it already
if we just
kinda
look at every
is.
franchise that has already been Legoed and then or Funkoed and then
That's
Funko,
literally
like,
everything at this point.
Sonic the Hedgehog pop.
No.
So I was at
Halo-
MomoCon and there was
Halo Pop?
a Sonic Funko Pop that was like $1,000 or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's the original. That's the like original. I
Why?
know Funko stuff.
Why is it $1,000?
It just got discontinued really early on.
That's no Funko Pop is worth
Because
$1,000.
Sonic was ahead of the curve.
No, no Sonic. No. Well, first off, nothing Sonic should ever be worth $1,000 because that blue asshole doesn't deserve it. But especially no Funko Pop is worth $1,000. I'm sorry.
Listen, they're okay. It's a mobile game. It'll do fine. There will be more Funko games.
Two things I absolutely hate hearing: Funko and mobile. Put them together, and I just want to punch whoever thought of that idea.
It's not going to stop though. This is it. This is the gateway. We're going to get a lot more Funko games.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
Unfortunately, it's like kids love them. Teenagers like collecting them, especially. It's not going away anytime soon. I can just close my eyes and hopefully it'll go away. But it's not going to. But
No.
still, though, popularity or not, it wasn't wise to start with.
No,
that
they
for
should have
Gears
shown.
fans.
They should have shown Tactics
shown
first,
the
and then
first.
Then they should have shown Gears 4, and then they should have shown Funkos as like
no,
a
Funko
joke.
should have been. Yeah, the pop is a joke.
Oh god, yeah, because then they would have been like, and we have one more game to announce for you Gears fans, and then just shows Gears
The
pop. That
joke-
would have been worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But,
after they had already got their official Gears 5, that's why I'm thinking. But, maybe they would be, like, if they were actually expecting, oh, what else? And it's Funkos, then maybe, yeah. Then maybe that might not have been the best idea. So, but yeah.
Then we go on to XCOM with the Gears skin.
It looks like a good XCOM with the Gear skin.
Yeah.
I'll stick to Mario and Rabbids for my strategy game needs.
What would you rather? Okay, Ryan. Would you rather have
I'd rather play the
Gears Rabbids or Gears Funko?
Gears Rabbids?
The answer is none.
Yeah, but if we
You said Gears Rabbids, and I would love to see Rabbids in Gears outfits.
If Gears Rabbids, if Gears Rabbids have it, I am just going to their studio and just burning it down.
Okay, well now we know who to blame.
Okay, now we can chalk that up as premeditated murder.
Yeah.
So moving on to actual Gears 5, I'm sure it'll be a Gears game, all right.
That like Gears.
I hate
female protag. That's cool.
I hated every character in that trailer though. They were all assholes.
That's Gears.
Okay,
Is she a lesbian too?
probably.
Okay, I figured I should ask that.
Yeah, that was another weird theme of the show, just lesbians everywhere.
Not that I'm complaining, mind you.
Oh my god.
I haven't played a Gears game since the first one, and that was over like 12 years ago, or some other shit. So I have nothing to say for Gears besides.
I mean, I guess the war is over.
But no, the war's just begun.
Because it's not called Gears of War anymore. It's just Gears.
Well, I think that's just the reveal
I thought you were
thing.
gonna say Just Cause.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're a huge Gears audience, so obviously we're not going to care very much. But
Have you seen the picture of the guy who created Gears?
no, I haven't.
He's like this big, like swole, buff dude. He looks like a Gears character, so things just seem to make a lot more sense.
Oh,
This is how anatomy works, right?
For you, maybe.
So then they ended on CD Projekt Red's new game Cyberpunk 2077.
man, Watch Dogs 3 looks amazing.
That's what I thought it was.
I mean, they made Witcher 3, which is fantastic. According to every metric.
It looks cool.
Yeah,
it's
so-
a CG trailer though.
Yeah, so it's coming from a good developer though, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's going to be good for now.
Yeah, I mean, it looked promising, but again, I just hope that it manages to keep on looking promising, as opposed to kind of a lot of games, unfortunately, tend to fall they start off looking good and then they kind of become more watered down. I hate sounding cynical like that because I don't want to be that guy, but that's my worry because it seems like it's trying to be very ambitious, and I don't know how much of that ambition is going to actually make it into the final game. Does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean.
So I hope
It just me personally, I didn't find anything remarkable about it. I feel like I've seen this kind of game.
it is pretty typical Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I hope you caught any of those sequences when the trailer was booting up. Those actually gave you access to Steam copies of Witcher 3, I believe.
Wait, really?
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 That's meta as all hell.
Yeah. That's what people on Twitter were saying anyway. So.
Well, they're all gone now.
You gonna believe what you read on the
If
internet?
it's true,
Yeah.
they're all gone now. But
Yeah.
for the nerds who were
Isn't it like when Watch Dogs had a reveal and they showed someone with a QR code and it led to the website of the game?
Yeah.
If anybody's known frame by frame anal cis, it's probably Derek.
no, Derek.
He's not covering.
Derek's been trapped in the editing dungeon all week. Poor guy thinking he'll be able to play video games. Nah. Yeah.
So that's about it for Microsoft. That was the longest one. So.
Yeah. They had the
Well,
best.
I mean, for
they
good
had the
reason,
best show. So
Yeah, for good reason. They had the best show.
yeah. But
The
Yeah,
best
easily.
show with all those games I'm going to get on PlayStation.
I mean, same, but the presentation was clean. It was concise. It was to the point, and that's all I can.
okay, wait, hold on.
But
There's
at the end is where they revealed they're making a new console. So even if you went through the whole thing being like, I still don't want an Xbox, at the end they were like, don't worry, give it another year.
Okay, so so one thing that bothered me about the show though that I'm going to whine about, the exclusive world premiere at the beginning of every trailer was needless, and it made them seem very insecure. I did not like that. Also,
they are insecure about that is the thing.
Yeah, I know. But there was also the whole they had like the cut-ins that showed like buy it on the Microsoft store or whatever, and I was like, just let me watch the trailer. I don't want to be distracted by this. And Ubisoft did that too, and I hated it there as well. So
it's no different than a YouTube card.
Yeah, but it's
like you're watching a review. Watch another Antdude review.
Yeah, but it was a lot bigger than a YouTube card.
Talking smack, I will find you.
Johnny, you do YouTube cards though.
I do.
Yeah. So
not saying I don't. I'm still gonna make fun of you for it.
Okay.
Shall we move on to Bethesda then?
A lot of people said Bethesda actually had the best show at the conference. I didn't watch it because again, I was tired, so I wanted to go to bed, and
Yeah, I caught a good chunk of this, but I didn't get like the first like 10, 15
You didn't miss anything.
So.
You just missed an Andrew WK concert while everyone looked on board.
Oh no, dude, that was the best because he was singing "Get Ready to Die" and it just kept cutting people in the crowd who were emotionless. It was the funniest thing.
Which is a shame because he's clearly having a good time doing it.
He is insane, but that song is so good.
Yeah. No, it's just the inner weeb in me coming out, but I mostly recognize that song from an A&V Hell bit from Death Note. They just play that song with like killing everyone in the Death Note. But yeah, that was a lot over Rage 2, which looks a lot like Doom.
A lot of their games kind of look like
probably
Doom.
like angrier.
Yeah,
and it's more colorful. It's a colorful.
That has pink.
FPS.
It has pink in there.
Yeah, pink.
Yeah, pink.
They touted at the start that they were listed as the #1 publisher in the world of 2017, and I could believe it because they make really polished FPSs, but that's all they make.
Yeah, they make 2 games. They make Elder Scrolls and first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're gonna
For the
talk
most
about
part.
Elder Scrolls 6, but they made the same Elder Scrolls game for about 7 years, so does that really count?
Yeah. Recently for Alexa,
That's
Well,
real.
we'll get to very
which works.
Yeah, we'll get to very special eventually, but
Okay.
next up is Elder Scrolls Legends, the children's COD game. Which
Does it say
I thought
children's
this was
card game?
No, I'm
I
just
thought
making
this
a
was
joke.
a
Oh
thing
my God.
already.
It is a thing, and they're talking about new stuff for it.
Oh, okay. So like expansions.
Yeah, so it's like, it's one of those online card games. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's really all you could say. I can't say anything.
It's a card game, like every other card game that goes online these days.
Now, what was Elder Scrolls Online Somerset?
An expansion, I believe.
Is Elder Scrolls, because I don't hear people talk about Elder Scrolls Online the same way they talk about WoW.
According to people when I asked about it online, people told me it started out very bad and it's gotten better, but it's still not.
Oh,
as
Final
good as,
Fantasy
like,
14. Okay.
They said it's still not as good as like 14 or actual World of Warcraft or anything like that.
Okay.
Or what about actual Elder Scrolls?
I don't know anything about this game,
Okay.
so
Probably not worth my time.
Again, this is where we
Probably not.
need Lewis.
Yeah.
What we don't need Lewis for though is, yay, Anthony, we got
Doom
it.
2?
Yep.
Dude, Doom 2016
So good.
is a damn gift. That game we don't deserve. It's so good, and now it's hell on earth, and it's gonna be amazing.
So the demons made it to Earth is the
Yeah.
plot?
Yeah, that was the plot of the original Doom 2. It's literally called Doom 2 Hell to Earth was the original, so they're just following that
Okay.
again.
Okay.
It's
They showed a bunch more demons. There's no gameplay, but I don't need to see it.
I
I'll buy it now.
I just wanted confirmation.
When's it due?
That's all. Probably not
No
till
date.
next year.
Okay.
Probably later
So-
next year. So
I hate the CG trailer crap where you got to wait a year to see anything, but I'm happy to see they're making it.
yeah, I mean, we all kind of knew it was coming, but it's just nice to know it's coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So I'm totally down for that. Always good to see Doom Guy.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I mean,
Next
I
up.
didn't love the 2016 Doom, but that's not my genre. So,
Yeah,
and I got
yeah,
why
first person-
everybody did like it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next up, I missed I typed this.
Quack Champions.
I typed it wrong in the notepad. It's Quake Champions.
Quack Champions.
I wrote it as Quack Champions.
Oh man!
You know
Are
what?
they bringing back Quackshot?
The only thing I know about Quake is that a lot of the older kids in the late '90s who had like actual computers of their own played it a lot. That was it.
It looks like another
same
hero
thing
shooter.
here.
Like this just looks like another hero shooter, like Overwatch.
I mean, same. Like, I don't have any attachment to Quake as a franchise, so I don't really know what would make this special necessarily, other than the fact that it's named Quake, you know? Quack. Well, Quack Champions sounds like the best game of all time, so I'll buy 6.
Let's see. Next up was Prey. I don't really remember much of that.
Heard it got good buzz. It's apparently in space. I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's
cool.
the one on the moon.
Yeah.
I am pissed off that there are no Moonanites.
You can't have Moonanites and everything based on the moon, Brian. It's not realistic.
Come on. I want to run around for my life from the quad laser.
No.
It'd be fun though.
What about Wolfenstein Youngbloods?
So what is
Wolfenstein
that?
co-op.
I think
it's co-op.
It's a co-op shooter, yeah.
And you play as
DJ's kids.
Yeah, his twin daughters.
Yep.
Cool.
It's twin daughters.
And it got listed for
this game
Switch,
on
so that's
modeling.
neat.
Cool.
I love
guess.
how every time I love how they're just unapologetic about the fuck Nazi shit.
Oh,
That was
man.
amazing.
Because
That was so good.
being anti-Nazi is shockingly and depressingly a controversial political opinion these days.
It's just nice. It's just nice because like a lot of companies will try to appeal to every single person no matter what. So it's just cool to see them being like, yeah, no, you don't need to buy this. You're fine. Screw you. Like it's just cool.
Yeah. Next we
EA would never do that, you know.
No, they wouldn't. Next we get to arguably the highlight of the show, Todd Howard making fun of himself.
Which I'm always down for. I love when
Skyrim very special edition for Alexa and fridges.
That's real.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
I got to sample it myself yesterday during a Final Fantasy VI stream. My friend Jason loaded up the app version on Amazon, and it's a text-based adventure game. She literally reads you instructions like a text-based adventure, and you get to make decisions based on
You
what
get
you want.
pwned by a Gru.
Yeah. Basically.
I eat the cheese. I eat all the cheese.
Oh man, and they got the perfect actor with Peel. I was so happy.
Yeah, go try it out if you haven't yet. It's pretty fun.
I want to see Let's Plays of it.
you know someone will.
Yeah, but they need visuals for it.
No,
Get an animator on that.
I'm just glad that they're finally making fun of themselves about it.
I mean, God, because Skyrim was initially released when?
PS3, Xbox 360.
Yes, I want to say 2011.
I was somewhere around there. I was in college.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. So I'm glad that they're willing to make fun of themselves for that. Well, nowadays anyway, they probably would never have caught that doing that like 3 years ago. But
yeah, it's fun to see, and Todd Howard has surprisingly good comedic presence, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen him live. I didn't realize people thought of him as a living god. I just know about them. I just know about the memes of him just showing up.
That's
like,
why. That's the source of power.
So after that, they showed their big game of the year, Fallout 76. Which,
and again, I don't play Fallout. What is the significance of 76?
It's like an MMO, but they say you could play it single player.
In terms of the 76 or what the game is itself?
The 76.
It's when they got out from the whole bunkers or whatever to go explore the world after the Fallout. They got out. On
it's just like in the or. It's the first set of escapees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like an origin, like a
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But this one has like MMO stuff, which is I know turning a lot of people off.
Yeah, because they said you can play the game single player, but then they said all the characters in the game will be all the real players, But I guess that means if you're playing it single player, there's no one in the game.
Or something like that. It's weird. They didn't elaborate very much on that.
Well, Dark Souls is technically a single-player game.
I guess.
But it has multiplayer elements that are
Yeah, but
always
nobody
on.
likes well, I'm sure some people do, but I certainly won't like people jumping into my game and killing me just to be a dick about it.
The highlight for me, though, was going into, like, the PvP kind of stuff. Oh, look, it's our neighbor, Johnny. But he's not here to borrow a cup of sugar. He's here for murder. and I got someone to do that. They photoshopped my face hiding inside the house and Johnny's amiibo face on the guy holding the gun.
Honestly, it was only a matter of time.
Johnny, how could you? Yeah, apparently a big PvP thing about this game is you can actually find and collect nuke codes and launch them at other people.
That is the best. That sounds insane. I don't know how that's going to work.
It's going to work badly.
You legit just, like, you're just playing a game and then you're like, oh, damn it. Okay, so there's a missile coming.
Oh, I wasted my life.
I mean, the good thing about Fallout is that they always have very good kind of dark humor. So that's something.
I mean, I like all the Pip-Boy stuff. Like, Ratchet and Clank had that same style of humor where it's like just the, oh, come on, it's just the thing. Like, I like that.
Yeah, so I'm sure... I know it's dividing some people, but I don't have any reason to suspect it'll be a bad game.
No, that's same here. Well, but I'm also talking as a really indifferent person. So
yeah,
some people really complain about Fallout 4. Like they say, complain about like the new Fallouts being trash, and why would anybody like it?
But nothing I've seen about Fallout 4 indicates that it's a bad game. Maybe not a particularly phenomenal one, but not a bad game.
Ryan, if it's not the best game ever, it's the worst game ever. Gosh, how do you not know that? We've been doing this for how long? Jeez. Shake my head.
9.5 years.
Shake my head.
Oh, don't actually say it.
Yeah. Oh, why'd you actually give it a number?
So then we moved on to Elder Scrolls Blaze, which is a mobile game which Todd Howard liked to tout as actually being similar to a console experience. I fucking doubt that, because it's mobile. And if it does look anywhere near as good as they said it would, it's going to drain your battery like nothing else.
Technically, Jetpack Joyride is on PlayStation, so that's a console experience. So
no.
It's clearly not.
It's one of those, no, I doubt every word you're saying, Todd, about this game. Sorry.
It's neat that it's crossplay between everything.
Yeah, that's something, I guess, but...
If they includes PS4, that's already a step up from Fortnite. That's nice.
Hey!
It's timely. Hello.
And then we ended with two interesting but not, like, showy things. A new franchise that they're calling Starfield, which is just a teaser, so don't expect to see that anytime soon, so nothing to really say about that.
People were excited about this, though.
I mean, everyone...
Like, it's been rumored for a bit, that's what I hear.
Yeah. But it's a new IP.
As soon as it was confirmed, it got cheers.
Yeah, it's a new IP, and it's something kind of different for them, so we'll see.
I mean, yeah, the idea of a Bethesda-sized world, but in space.
Yeah, I think
sounds
that's what
really
it is.
cool.
It's probably Elder Scrolls in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
That sounds fine. Nothing wrong with that. And then they finally hit their, as I said, not quite their same size of the button, but they hit their Final Fantasy VII Remake button with Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a logo, all right. That was a logo.
That's a logo. They kept asking for it.
This is how Metroid fans felt.
Yep.
Yeah. No, fuck it. Elder Scrolls got better than us because they actually got mountains and a sky. we get a space and a nebula. It's way better than what we got. But
it's a logo.
Did they announce like what region it was going to be or whatever?
Nope, just the logo, just that they're making it.
No, there are teasers of what region it actually is, but I don't know anything about Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, me neither. I can't wait for that game to come out and then for people to have to install 6 mods for it to be good.
I'm already waiting for the Alexa build.
And then it'll come out on PS4, PC, Xbox, and then it'll come out on Switch, and then it'll come out on PS5 and Xbox.
Well, I actually don't expect this to come out for another 2 years at the earliest.
We'll see. But
at the earliest,
I'm making a Skyrim joke.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah.
So, anything left to say about Bethesda?
I mean, they had VR stuff. That's cool that they're properly supporting VR. They have a Wolfenstein and Prey VR on top of Elder Scrolls and Doom. Mm-hmm. That's neat. I don't have VR to test it, but that's neat.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I sit.
All right, I guess moving on to Square, a.k.a. the most pointless conference, I think.
Yeah, first off, I think this is also one of the shortest.
It is. It was literally the shortest one. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It was like barely clocked in at half an hour.
Yeah, barely half an hour. And it was all a lot of sizzle reels of shit we've.
There was
The
not
only-
one
It's
new.
weird
there
that
was
they
not
called it a
one
press
new-
conference.
There was not
No,
one new game.
there were two. There were two, but they didn't show anything about those games.
But yeah,
So
I
they
thought that
started-
this
they-
honestly this I think might have been worse than EA for me. Like, I mean, I know we hate EA.
No,
I-
no.
Well, because when
no.
you watch Square, I kind of expected more, so it was more disappointing.
Yeah, it's
Disappointing, yes, but worse than EA, no.
it was
There
on
good,
that.
There,
it was,
there are good games here, but
that's true.
Well, let's see. Ted, what is
It's
your-
on. It was on the same level, and keep in mind that this is the conference that had Dragon Quest XI, which I am absolutely in love with, even though I've never played it. Like, I'll gush about that game when we get to it, but like this conference had one of my favorite games of the entire show, but they had Tomb Raider, which they had already showed off a lot at Microsoft. A game that's already.
Are those games good? Like, are the Tomb Raider games
I
good?
haven't played them. I don't
Yes.
I'm assuming so. It just
They
seems
are,
like a
yeah.
weaker Uncharted.
The Tomb Raider reboot, I really liked.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
so
from
I never played Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I would assume it's just more of the same.
They just
yeah, and this looks like more of the same of those two games.
They just-
so
they-
if you like those two, you'll like this one.
they didn't need to. This felt like Ryan said. This is the most pointless conference. They didn't need to be here. There was no game here that they didn't show anywhere else except for like Dragon Quest, which I guess it got Dragon Quest spotlight. So I guess that makes me happy.
Congratulations, you and Catherine are the only two people in America who care.
I know, and it makes me cry. But
There was no trailer for Builders 2. That was upsetting.
we still don't have a confirmation that Builders 2 is coming over to the West. Which
No trailer for The World Ends With You. That was like
that
weird.
was in
No,
that
it's
was in
part of a sizzle
Nintendo.
reel for the Switch.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wanted that game has yet to get like a full trailer. It's weird.
They started with Tomb Raider, which seems like kind of more of the same if you like the first two games, which is fine.
So the Tomb Raider, you
Yeah.
see, we'll talk about this when we get Last of Us, but the Tomb Raider and Last of Us gameplay sections were like nearly identical at many points. And
Was anybody else bothered by? I don't know if anyone was really paying attention to it, but I don't know. Like the environments were really nice, but something about Laura's model.
the hair
threw me off.
is
her
weird.
Her hair.
Oh,
looked-
I
yeah,
knew
yeah,
that
yeah.
they weren't CG trailers because the hair looked too bad.
Yeah.
Also, this was one of those, I forget which conference when they showed it off, but they had like them dropping F-bombs all over the place. And they did that less this year than previous years, which I'm grateful for. But I'm so tired of developers needing to prove that they're cool by swearing, because it just makes this whole industry seem juvenile, and it makes me want to take you less seriously. And I know I'm being an old fart, but I don't care. Watch your damn mouth, okay?
Pick up your pants too.
So yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to. There are plenty of other ways to reach a rated M for mature.
yeah,
ESRB logo. Besides, how many times you can say the word fuck.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
But I don't really have much to say about Tomb Raider or otherwise. It certainly. I was surprised that they mentioned swimming was a major thing, because I thought that swimming was always a thing in Tomb Raider. But okay, all right.
Returning from Tomb Raider 2. I mean, the other Tomb Raider 2.
The series is confusing.
Yeah. Give me money.
Next up was Final Fantasy XIV Cross Monster Hunter. Are you excited, John?
I told you, Johnny. I freaking told you. You said no. They're not going to talk about Final Fantasy 14. Oh no, they do that, and they showed.
I didn't think there'd be a point, and for my reasoning, exactly for what they demonstrated in the showcase. What they showed for the conference is content that's already been out for a month, except for the Monster Hunter World cross promotion. That is new. That is the only thing new they showed for 14, which is okay. I don't play Monster Hunter or Monster Hunter World, so I don't know exactly what we're getting into. It's probably just going to be a boss fight, honestly. But I mean, hey, it's cool.
We're going to spend 30 hours doing it over and over in raids.
No, because it's probably not going to be a very challenging thing. I'm opening my mouth to keep
25 hours then.
Yeah. So it's,
So I
it's a
don't.
cool
I don't
thing,
care if
whatever.
it was underwhelming or not. I just care that I was right and you weren't. Yeah.
It wasn't new shit they were showing.
Monster Hunter's new.
You would know that if you played the game.
I don't have.
Don't play the game.
I don't have 500,000 hours to spend, and I'm not helping fuel your.
Yeah, you do. You just do it in Hyrule Warriors.
Okay, nobody asked you.
Twice.
Okay. First off, 3 times technically. Second off, I'm not helping to fuel your addiction by giving you 50 Final Fantasy gold. All right, it's not happening. Okay.
It's chocobo feathers.
I don't.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway,
It's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard.
Captain Spirit, Life is Strange.
I
spin-off.
don't play Life is Strange.
It's
And I can't wait for Home
It's
Alone.
free, which is interesting for sure, but it seems I don't get why it's completely unrelated to. It seems like it's not related.
Life
at
is
all.
Strange has a very well. Life is Strange has the time mechanic,
Oh, okay.
which I don't think they could replicate with another kid. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
They're just saying it's based on the same world, and then they also said they're going to be building the world for more games. So
Okay.
you can't franchise that game. That plot is too unique to one character who had a very ending. Like it ended. The first game ended things. I don't know. It's a weird move.
I mean, granted, the kid's story seems cute, although the voice reminded me a lot of Duck from the first season of The Walking Dead, which is not a great thing.
Ooh, Duck. Holy
Just
fuck.
the
I
worst.
haven't played that game in a long time. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, granted, Duck thinks you are incredibly awesome is one of the best moments of that game, but it's not worth the rest of him through all of episode 1.
Yeah, it's too bad he dies.
Spoilers, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that game's like over what? Like it's older than you. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I mean, it looked cute enough. It's cool that it's free. I don't know if this is what Life is Strange fans wanted necessarily.
I don't think Life is Strange fans want anything. Again, the series ended. It's weird. Imagine Walking Dead. They got rid of the zombies and then they made another season.
It is something
Isn't that what they're doing already, Anthony?
Yeah, but let's not. I don't want to talk about it. I'm upset.
It is something though they would not mind having because I believe before it was announced as something called Captain Spirit, Clement was fucking all caps on Twitter saying that it's Life is Strange like season 2 or something like that.
Okay,
You know, so
sure.
it's something that people wouldn't mind having, but you know, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so on to Ted's game.
Oh my god, guys, Dragon Quest XI looks so goddamn good. Right, John? Do you like RPGs?
What? That wasn't
That
me.
was you.
That wasn't me. No, that wasn't me. That was
That was
Ryan.
me.
Oh, okay. Shut up,
Yeah.
Ryan.
See, he even confesses.
Ryan, you like RPGs.
Yeah.
Play Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is
Ryan's
the
like,
RPG.
what's your game?
It's like
look at this Octopath here sitting on my Switch.
this is like you saying, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of platformers," but refusing to play Mario. It's literally the same thing. The exact.
No, not really.
Yes, it is, because Dragon Quest established every rule that modern JRPGs use.
That's called Dungeons and Dragons.
I said J. I said JRPG.
And Dragon Quest is based off a lot of D&D stuff.
Yeah, but the way they present it is drastically different.
Because it's a video game.
I know. Dragon Quest is the one that took those rules and made it in a way that that worked in a video game and was accessible.
I wouldn't call Dragon Warrior working.
It's
So
the
Anthony,
first.
Kingdom Hearts 3, right?
Shut
Kingdom Hearts
up!
3.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, that's
shut
sort
up!
of up
I
to
get
you,
I
I
get to
mean-
talk about Dragon Quest once a year on this channel. I'm talking about it. Oh my god, that game looks so good. The box art is gorgeous, and the frickin' collector's edition's $150, but I'm probably spending that anyway.
Fucking hell.
Okay, but here's the thing: does the character get Norded?
No, which means it's better.
Then
It means it's better because the story's gonna fucking make sense. All right.
That's not what I want.
This one doesn't have HD pixel people.
I like the term HD pixel.
I'm gonna need to buy you guys freaking copies of this game in order to get you to.
You're already
Hey,
copy
hey,
5.
free Frisbee.
Okay, so actually, since I know I'm the only one who cares, but I thought
No,
that
to be fair to Ted, it looks like it's
He's right.
it looks like a good game.
yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: I thought that for sure. Like I was certain that they would have announced Kingdom Hearts 3 demo of Dragon Quest 11, especially with the game, especially with Kingdom Hearts being delayed. That would have. Yeah, well, we'll laugh about that in a moment. Especially with it being delayed, that would have A, gotten people to buy the game, and B, made
so
the
do
Kingdom
a Brave
Hearts.
Fencer Musashi.
Yeah, and I mean, it's worked for them before.
That's a good game. That's a good,
they did the
Musashi's a good
same
game.
thing
Yeah,
with
but
Dragon
then you're
Quest VIII,
just-
and that's the only reason why people care about that game is because it came with a demo for Final Fantasy XII.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, though, those purchases for Dragon Quest are insincere. They're not getting it
Yeah,
for the game. They're
yeah,
getting it for
but
the other things.
you gotta remember, John, that people remember Dragon Quest VIII as a fantastic PlayStation 2 RPG, and people remember Final Fantasy XII.
You mean five people? Five people remember Dragon Quest?
No, a lot of people played that game. Is the thing, but people remember Dragon Quest VIII better than the game that they bought the demo for. So it could work. It's happened before. Like people bought Type 0 for the 15 demo, and sometimes
I raised my hand here and I was actually interested in playing in Type 0, so that was just a bonus for me.
okay, that's fair. But it's it's for one, I don't care. Like if you like Kingdom Hearts, you've got such trash taste that you're probably beyond saving anyway.
Listen, man, you're not wrong.
I'm not going to argue that, but you're a piece of shit.
Oh,
Anyway.
I know, and I'm kidding, by the way, if you can't tell.
Yeah, please say that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'd say that.
But I think a lot of the time, even if people do buy it just for the demo, they'll play it and they'll be surprised, and it would make a lot of people happy. I want the game to. I want people to like. I'm so lonely.
You have Catherine.
That's not a lot of help most of the time. She yells at me. But anyway.
Yeah, but she's scary.
That could be dangerous.
Anyway, I'm pumped for Dragon Quest XI, so I guess we can move on to Babylon's Fall.
That was one of the two quote-unquote new games they showed, but
I don't
that was
even
like
remember.
nothing but that was like text and like really static images, and we don't know what kind of game it even is.
Oh, was that
Fall
the
is
one with
the
the kid who was beating up the gangsters? Or was that the other
No,
one?
that's
No.
the Quiet Man.
Oh, okay.
Babylon Fall, the only thing interesting, I was watching it like, oh, this is, okay, well, Babylon's Fall, neat. And then it showed the Platinum Games logo.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was the new Platinum game. Okay, now I
Yeah,
remember.
so we don't know a thing about it, so it's hard for me
I
to
guess
get
I'm going to buy it because it has Platinum.
That's pretty much right, man.
And we'll see. Just a bunch of static images and text where we can't even tell what it's going to be. It doesn't excite me.
Yeah, but Platinum made it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just read a news article. Platinum Games is working on a game. Here's the pre-order link. No title. Just say, buy new Platinum Games.
That's
I mean,
great.
all right.
I'll get it alongside Battletoads.
Yes.
So next, we talked about the Nier port.
But
Yeah.
Ant said, it was literally the same exact trailer, and that pissed me off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they showed it at Microsoft, and it was like, okay, cool, they're getting it. And then they proceeded to show 2B at Square, and I got super hyped, because, like, oh, why would they show the same... And they show the same trailer twice. I was pissed. I was at least expecting the Switch logo to pop up, but no.
Next up is Octopath, which was kind of just a brief little thing, but it has a demo out again. Yay!
Yeah, the prologue demo, I think it's what
Yeah,
it's
and
called now.
it ties to your game. It'll tie into your save game, so can make some progress
So,
now.
like Bravely Default.
Yeah,
I was
which I'm totally cool with.
So I think we talked about this before, and I said that I didn't want them to spend too much time on it, but I think announcing that there's this demo, I think is okay, especially since neither Nintendo nor Square dwelled on Octopath. They're like, this game comes out soon, here's a demo, and then they moved on to the next thing. So I think they handled it pretty well in that case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We already talked about Just Cause.
Just Cause. Next is The Quiet Man, which was that deaf guy beating up the bouncers or something, which, much like the other one, it's a new game, but we don't know anything about it.
That transition, though,
Jarring.
from, like, that was sick. Like, the camera, they're using real-life people, and it, like, slowly panned down, panned back up, and it was gameplay. That was cool. I didn't care about the game, but it looked cool.
I want to know what being deaf has to do with anything.
Maybe a gameplay element.
Maybe.
I mean, what else?
I mean,
why bring mention to it?
It's just, again, it's like Babylon's Fall. Just shrug. I'll listen when you have actual stuff to say about it.
Yeah. It's not like Square to have a new IP like this, so.
Yeah.
No.
And then we get to we're gonna be here a while.
Okay.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
It got
Kingdom
delayed.
Yeah, by like a month.
I don't
Still
care.
delayed.
I don't care. There
still
were so
delayed.
many
I think
people who
that's-
sincerely say, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts was never." So many people say that as if they're making a point, and I'm like, no, guys, no. So
Well, actually, to be fair, apparently the delay happened because when they did the play demo like a month ago, they decided, okay, a lot of people don't like how this game feels. Let's delay it.
okay, granted,
That's a recently decided
That's
delay.
No,
True.
that's totally fine. But I'm still going to make fun of those people for.
I
Fair enough.
just want to be able to say, I just want to be able to make fun of Kingdom Hearts 3's development cycle without people being like, well, actually, Kingdom Hearts 3 was never delayed. I just want to be able to do that. So, yeah. So I'm going to. I laughed. I got it out of my system. I'll just say that Kingdom Hearts is really, really dumb. Like they were talking about crap that sounded. Some of those trailers sounded like parody dialogue of Kingdom Hearts. Like it was just like darkness, right? Roxas lives inside of me. Twilight Town is just data, Sora. And it's just like, okay, this is literally stuff you would hear in a parody of Kingdom Hearts. And
Doesn't help that the voice acting is really bad.
Dude, can we talk about the sound?
Oh,
mixing for
dude.
these trailers?
So you mean the lack
It
of sound
it
mixing?
didn't exist.
I get
Didn't
what they
exist.
were going
happened?
for to focus on the music, but it was empty feeling is the thing. Like it sounded like they
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
there
sound
were no
effects.
sound effects except for voices.
yeah.
Like voices and background music. That's all it was. And it's sorry. It sounded ugly. Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, it sounded horrible.
Yeah.
So,
Like and it persisted through all the trailers.
Yeah,
I
all
believe.
three of
Because,
them.
I believe Microsoft had its trailer, which I think they showed off again. Square.
mostly, it was a little bit different.
Sony had the different one. I think Sony was the one.
With
that-
Pirates.
All three were
We might as well
different.
just
The
cover
first
Kingdom
one was
Hearts.
Frozen.
Yeah.
I forget what the Square one had, but it did have something different. And Sony had Pirates and the PS4 bundle thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were all technically different, which I appreciate. But I'm
Yeah.
not
It's like,
sold
oh,
on
geez,
Kingdom
Scott.
Hearts, and I never will be. So I know that nobody who likes Kingdom Hearts cares about what I'm
so
saying.
did the gameplay not like seem interesting?
I
Because like the whole like the Pirates thing looked, which is what was in Sony, but that looked sick.
So
Gotta love how Kingdom Hearts has more pirating than the pirate games.
So
Yeah.
okay, but here's the thing. I played about I played about halfway into the Alice in Wonderland world in Kingdom Hearts 1, and I felt that
World
yeah,
One.
World 1, but I found that I found that takes like 4 hours, and I found the gameplay very slow and not very interesting.
game
I didn't
is.
find like there was a lot of oomph when hitting stuff, and from what I've seen of Kingdom Hearts 2 and beyond, it looks like a bunch of flippy crap that has no substance to me. And I mean, granted, I might
Kingdom Hearts, wait, two?
yeah, from what I've seen of footage of 2 and onward, it just looks like it looks
No,
indistinguishable
no.
to me. It just looks like you're flipping around and doing anime whacking moves, and I don't really see the substance there. I might be wrong, but I don't care about the story
to some extent, because
either.
I will be the first to argue that a lot of Kingdom Hearts 2, especially, is X to win. If you like, and it's perfectly fine for getting the job done.
I mean that's literally how I beat Kingdom Hearts 1. I played through all of Kingdom Hearts 1, and except for when I absolutely had to like hit like a really high up enemy or something, I beat the game just mashing X and bonking him on the head with my keyblade. I got bored I got bored real fast. I'm like, I don't need to play this anymore.
Well, Kingdom Hearts is one of the few games that actually gets substantially different when you up the difficulty.
Yeah, that I will agree. But at the same time, I also believe that shouldn't be a thing.
Oh no, for sure. But like
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2 on hard mode is way different than normal mode.
So here,
Yeah.
I guess the thing is that so the first game, I know that the gameplay, like I could handle the game if the gameplay was kind of to me, if I like the story, and if I didn't give a crap about the story, but I liked the gameplay I'd played. But I don't. The story to me is, from what I've seen and read, like I've looked it all up.
It is
and
a complete and
it's
utter absolute
laughable. So, and I know that
Yeah,
it's
okay,
It's a mess.
This is a franchise where Norded is now a verb.
and I'm
Yeah, apparently.
like how
And I want to specify that just because I think it's dumb doesn't mean that you have to think it's dumb or that you can't enjoy it. Because, like, let's keep in mind, I like Trauma Center. That's the series where you use surgical tools to.
You like Dragon
Well,
Quest.
Okay, you shut your. No, we are not getting here. Okay, like
We're gonna be here all night at this rate.
no, wrong. But it's okay. Like it's okay to like it even if I think it's dumb, because I'm not calling you. I mean, I know I did, but I was joking. I don't sincerely think you're dumb for liking Kingdom Hearts. I just you will not be able to get me to care. So, yeah.
I'm at a point where the game's plot is stupid as shit, but I can still enjoy, well, at the very least, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and Birth by Sleep to some extension. But it's like I am so checked out of the story. I'm just looking forward to a game that's about it.
You have two types of Kingdom Hearts fans: the Johnny kind, where they're just kind of interested in the gameplay, and the people who take the story way too seriously and will fight you over every little detail. And it's like, whoa, hold down, slow down there, buddy.
Well, like I think we said before, I'm on the same side as Johnny, because the combat in 2 is really fun. The worlds in 3 are huge, and it's not that I don't care about the story. I just need it done. I need the story to finish.
I want it to be over. Like, especially with how fucking nuts it's gotten after Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance.
You mean 1?
Yes. But
one story at least makes some amount of sense.
One story works by itself.
Yes.
Some exceptions here and there, but it is for the most part, a self-contained story. Every other game is clearly written as it's going along. There's no grand plan. I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
No, they're writing endings in 3, but they definitely didn't have it planned out that way.
No. That said, I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. The game looks fantastic, and it looks to be handling bigger worlds in a way that Dream Drop Distance couldn't handle it, because, God, Dream Drop Distance was such a chore to go through.
Yep.
Like, just world-wise. Even Flow Motion couldn't make it. Couldn't save it, but...
Like
yeah, I'm at a point
the
now
amount of
where
variety that the game has is kind of astonishing. Like, there's the sledding in the Frozen world. There's ship battles and swimming,
which,
and
unfortunately is kind of making it look like another case where you're gonna have to play at a hard difficulty to have any kind of challenge.
Speaking of that,
I don't believe it. I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Speaking of that snowboarding, though, the music track for that stage better be called "Be Cool, Be Wild, Be Goofy."
God
damn it.
So
probably not, but I would.
Frozen World. Okay, so first off, Frozen came out after Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, so
yes.
keep that in mind. But nobody, I don't think.
There's no plot. They just write as they go along.
So I don't think anyone's surprised by the Frozen World. I think they actually did get the Frozen actors to do, like Josh Gad and God, I forget.
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah,
they're back.
I mean, they couldn't get
usually
Johnny
go about that
Depp
sort
or
of thing.
Orlando Bloom for the Pirates level, because of course not. But
No.
Yeah, that was not Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but I'm
was
glad
really
that
bad.
they
It's
did.
probably
They
James
did
Arnold
go.
Taylor
They
again.
did those, like Josh Gad and I can't remember her name, but they are not small name actors. So I am glad that they went to the effort to get the original cast for that. I like
Yeah.
Frozen, so yeah. Sue me, whatever. Let it go.
Wow, your jokes are only about 3 years old now.
Yeah, but I don't care. Okay, it works.
Okay. Fuck you! I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
You can control ice, or you've been doing that since game 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, before this keeps going on,
They
and we're here all night.
Please, I don't want to talk about it
did they
anymore.
announce any other new worlds or just returning worlds?
They did confirm that Star Wars and Marvel will not be in the game.
Then what's the point?
Nomura did confirm that.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I'm not losing sleep over it. Honestly, it'll be a thing maybe in like Kingdom Hearts.
But I want
4.2.
Bucky. I want Bucky Barnes' soul to fall into darkness, and he becomes Winter Soldier again.
He gets a heartless arm or some other shit. I don't fucking know. I don't care. But
No, Peter
I don't
just
care
shows
if
up
they-
and he can name all the characters, and Tony just looks at him like, really?
I'm not losing sleep that there's no Marvel or Star Wars. I don't care. It's just
The
I'm just
next story arc that starts after Xenohort finally dies.
Yep. I think Johnny and I are going to
guys.
mainly save our thoughts for our eventual 50-minute videos on them.
Yeah.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I just don't want to be here all freaking night with that.
That's fine.
But I mean, overall, I thought Square sucked. Like
There was literally no point in them being here.
They started the thing saying, this is not going to be long, stay to the end, and it was just the same Kingdom Hearts trailer with a slight difference.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, Square, you didn't need to be here for this. You could have just had Microsoft and Sony show your stuff. I mean, that's kind of what they did anyway, so.
Okay. All right. So next up is another typo here. Muisk. For the makers of Quack Champions.
Yeah,
It's Muisk.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft.
Oh, I had already blocked that stupid music stuff out. Oh, I
Then
already
Marching
blocked
Band
it. I
Panda.
forgot.
I was so happy. Oh my god, that made me so happy. Oh my god. I hated Ubisoft too, don't get me wrong. They pissed me off several times. But that intro is exactly what I wanted from
I really hope after the day was over, Banjo guy from Sony, Marching Band Panda, and Andrew WK like had a jam session afterwards or something.
Dude, Ant, you were all on board for Just Dance Party though.
What?
When we were doing our pre-3 discussion, you were like, "Oh man, I can't wait for the Just Dance Party."
I was joking.
Oh, okay.
It's because it's torture every year. It's the worst thing, and they somehow made it the worst one ever.
I thought it was
good.
I loved it. It was terrible. It was the best.
Good news. It's also coming out on the Wii.
Oh man,
That's amazing.
Wii
That's
and
amazing.
Wii U. They are actually bothering releasing it on the Wii U.
Really?
Yeah.
I am.
It
Like
would have been
that-
so much funnier if it was Wii and Switch.
I mean, that seems like the logical thing to do from a business standpoint, but no, apparently they have enough, I guess, audience for the Wii
Maybe
U
it's
to release it on
maybe
that?
if I had to guess, it's probably just literally the Wii version, but on the Wii U.
Maybe.
They're only doing
Yeah,
it if
they
it's
probably won't
minimal
even have
effort,
gamepad
and I bet you
functionality.
it's minimal effort.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
It's actually coming out on 360 too with Kinect support.
What?
Yeah. There's a picture of every box art, and it has one of
These
those 360
games
box
are
arts with
probably
that Kinect.
cheap as shit.
Yeah.
The most expensive parts
And
are probably
they're-
just licensing the music.
Yes, that is no doubt how it works, but
Marching Band Panda.
man, I don't want anything to do with this game.
Marching
Sorry.
Band Panda. So on to something different.
Yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. First off, that is not pre-alpha. Pre-alpha is literally just making your block move correctly.
You're not wrong. There's no cursing this time. That was
Yeah,
nice,
so
as far as I can tell.
this looked a lot more promising to me than it did last year, because last year it was barely recognizable as a Beyond Good and Evil game.
It still was, because for whatever insane reason, they didn't show us direct gameplay. It was just the
until
camera.
later.
Yeah.
It was just the camera pointing at the screen.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
last year you wouldn't have been able to know that was Beyond Good and Evil if there weren't any pigs in it. This year,
Yeah.
I mean, it had that charm that Beyond Good and Evil had originally, so it felt more like it belonged. And they,
Well, I'm still utterly confused. It's a prequel, but it's also kind of not because Jade's there. But
it's
what?
I guess apparently it's a prequel that's shortly before Beyond Good and Evil 1, as opposed
But
to.
then, how does that tie into the Who's of These Days? I'm seeing.
I mean, this game is still. I don't think we get it until 2020. Personally, like I think this game is still far out. But seeing real gameplay would be nice for sure.
They did present it better, which is the thing. Until they get to that stupid collab
Oh,
thing.
that pissed me off. Let's not.
The spec work.
Let's
Let's not hire actual artists and just have you do it for us, and then we'll maybe pay you.
that sounded so cynical.
Wow, okay, I didn't catch that part. I didn't catch a lot of Ubisoft
Okay, so
because
they
those on
announced
Monday.
that they're teaming up with this Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing to collaborate with other artists. They did come out later and say they are getting paid for it, but basically, you submit your work, and Ubisoft gets to choose what could be in the game, and then they'll pay you, and you get no say in what you're actually getting paid. It's spec work.
for exposure, you see.
Oh, fuck off.
Yes.
It's all.
If you need your shit done for your game, hire a fucking artist. You're not some small
Yeah, but
indie studio that's
artists-
struggling with
artists are so-
finances.
artists
You're
are so hard to come by
Ubisoft. You
nowadays.
have money. Hire people.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like spec work. I don't dig that at all. Not at
It's
all.
garbage.
It made
And
me
that-
think
and
of
that
like
actively
Splatoon's multiplayer having Miiverse things, except like it's a weird job at that point.
It annoyed me.
It actively pissed me off.
It's
Wow.
God, Ryan.
Fucking evil.
God,
Jesus. And then Zeus said, "Spec work. I'll have none of that."
Jesus Christ, Ryan! I didn't know you had the power of the gods on your side.
Listen, I'm just waiting for Nintendo. Then I'll calm down.
No, it's just one of those. It's not like you're some small indie studio struggling with finances and may need a cheaper alternative. You are Ubisoft. You make hundreds of millions of dollars a year based off of your games. You can afford to hire a couple more artists to do some extra work for you if you need it. This screams being cheap.
It seems super sketchy in the way that they're trying to present it as, oh, we're involving the community, was a really transparent way to mask it, which makes it more insulting to me too. So, I mean, not having fan contests and stuff like that is common, but the way that they presented it just seemed sketch to me, and
especially from a company for the scope.
Yeah.
That's the
so
big thing.
And that people are gonna send in pictures of dicks and racist crap and all that other stuff. So
well, to be fair, that's I don't care less. They brought that onto themselves.
Yeah.
Good point.
I'm not gonna feel bad if they have to look at a few of those.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I mean, the game still looks good. I trust Michael Ancel to make a good game. But
yeah, that's the thing. He makes good games.
Yeah,
so.
and I doubt that was his idea for sure. But
we'll see.
We'll see. I still want to know if it's gonna play kind of like the adventure platformer that Beyond Good and Evil 1 was, or if it's gonna be something different. We'll have to wait on that one. Up next was they talked about Rainbow Six for like an hour. It was miserable.
It was the worst. This conference was so bad with its pacing.
Worse than EA, would you say, or
with its pacing? Yeah, content-wise, no, but its pacing was terrible.
Yeah,
I was legit falling asleep watching Ubisoft.
I mean, it looks like another one of those Tom Clancy games.
Rainbow, did they do one of those fake TeamSpeak trailers for Rainbow Six? I don't remember.
I believe so. It all kind of blends together after a while.
the fake team,
literally
the fake TeamSpeak trailers actually pissed me off more than
Let's just skip to Division 2 as well with that.
Division.
It's the same thing.
I'm surprised that they try to hype up the Division so much because, from what I remember, the Division 1 was incredibly disappointing to a lot of people. Like, people were not big in the Division.
Yeah, but that's what they try again.
Also,
I guess.
Ubisoft, if I wanted to see DC get destroyed from the inside out, I just go there now and watch the current administration. Heyo.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry, I had to put it in there, but
it's like hot take.
The group speak is just Ubisoft. Please stop.
The post-up.
That's why I said earlier. It's 2018, and this is still happening.
The post-apocalypse setting again. I'm done. I can't. There was The Division, Dying Light, Last of Us, a number of other games that were they all looked and felt the same to me.
Mario, Rabbids, all post-apocalypse.
I mean,
I'm tired.
I mean, have you played that game? That's kind of true. The Rabbids come in and fuck up space-time in that game. And the rabbits are everywhere, so that's an apocalypse. I don't know what is. So,
but the TeamSpeak of get this guy, blah blah blah. It's like no one talks like this. Ubisoft, stop, please. We all know it's fake as shit.
I mean, I can only ever see that happening if you were a bunch of kids who still did a whole lot of playing pretend, and you put yourself in stories and you went on adventures together in your backyard and stuff. But that's not the demographic of these games. These are mature games.
No. Yeah.
Kids play them, but that's not the demographic.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know that we all don't care about that. Trials Rising, the motorcycle game. Did you guys care about that?
This was, and this was showing off terribly. This had a guy come and crash on the stage.
The Evel Knievel guy, yeah.
Oh.
That was not funny.
Well, they ruined a perfectly good TV. Why? That's a good $2,000 you just wasted there, guys. Okay, come on. I'd have it.
Money could have been using to pay your artists.
Or if they don't want that TV, I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it off your hands. All right, don't just break it. That's rude. But yeah, it looked fine. It looked like a
they're all kind of the same game,
Flash game that I played 15 years ago, or whatever.
Yep. Next up is Mario Rabbids. The only thing I care about is that I got Grant Kirkhope to show up.
That was cool.
Love you, Grant.
They played
Your
the
music
DK
is
rap.
So good.
They played the
Yeah.
DK rap. That made me. I freaked out when they did that.
And
I was more astounded to hear Donkey Kong Island from DK64.
Yeah, Shay was happy.
That was shocking.
Yeah, because they never like to reference DK64.
Because it's not a good game, but that's good music.
Well, Grant Kirkhope composed DK64, so he's probably got a soft spot for it. So.
Yeah. But I mean,
no, that looks cool. Mario and Rabbids was a really good game, and apparently the DLC is substantial, like 10 hours long. So, cool. That's cool to see.
More of the pie instead of the rest of it.
Yeah.
so I'll give them credit for that. At least it's that.
Yeah, it's just again you have to care about that game in order to want more.
And I don't because Rabbids.
Yeah. So anyway, the next game they showed was Skull and Bones. This one also ticked me off because they were showing what they considered to be live gameplay of it, but it was so clearly stitched together, where they were showing camera shots that clearly you weren't going to be able to see in the game. They very clearly cut out points where there was gonna need to be dead time to make it look more interesting than it actually would be. And it felt really cynical to me, and I didn't like it.
I particularly love the part where they're talking about here you're going to be leading the pirates. See, what you're saying is he's going to be a pirate king. Yo!
Oh my god.
They also bring up that thing again where like you can ask other players for help, but they'll also probably try to kill you instead, which
that always is going to go poorly. I don't care how many times you try to make it work by Ubisoft, it never is.
No, yeah. I mean, granted, it's fitting for the era, but yeah.
Yar fiddly dee.
Like, I don't know, like, if people who care about Sea of Thieves think that this might be better or more of the same or worse. Like,
It looks exactly the same as Sea of Thieves, just with a different art style.
Yeah. So, and honestly, like, I know this is a matter of taste, but I think Sea of Thieves is more visually appealing. So, you know, you've already got that, but I don't know. It's hard for me to care about this one.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was the best pirate game that was shown off this year.
To be fair, it had you doing more
agree.
piratey stuff than Skull and Bones did. Next was
It's Jack Sparrow.
Transference, the Elijah Wood game.
So is that
I
like
don't
a FMV game?
No, it's kind of horror-y.
Yeah, but is it full motion video? Is that what?
No, I don't think so.
Oh shit, we getting Sega CD?
Yeah, that's what
Ooh.
it seemed like.
It's one of those things like, okay, I'm curious because that looks like it'd be really awesome in like VR.
Yeah, but not on like a screen. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that's like that did seem like something that would need to be VR in order to work, you know?
Yeah, like seeing like augmented reality shit chasing you and all that.
Yeah. And I mean the story seems interesting. It's just I think that's a hard game to show at E3, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's one of the few I was actually genuinely interested in from Ubisoft. We'll just see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Also, I just like making Mr. Frodo jokes whenever they show it off because Elijah Wood shows up.
And Sean Astin's also in part of those Sea of Thieves commercials too. So
Okay, so
part of Skull and Bones.
so then they showed off their
Star Fox.
Well, we can talk about Star Fox in a second because
It's Star Fox.
They said they saved Star Fox.
yeah. Okay, Star Fox Zero was not that bad. All right.
Yes, it was.
Agreed. I agree.
It wasn't that bad. Still bad. But it's not that bad.
No, I don't think it was a bad.
No, me
game.
neither. I thought okay. You're gonna find me heretical. You're gonna
Heretical.
You're gonna call this heresy, but I thought I had more fun playing that than Star Fox 64. So
No.
Okay, that I would agree.
No.
so
Off the ship.
I
with you.
don't think Zero is a bad.
no,
game.
I like that game, but I knew it was Star Fox as soon as they went gab. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my logic for a second was like, that's weird. I can't believe Nintendo let them steal Star Fox sound
I
effects.
can't believe Ubisoft is making a better Star Fox game than Nintendo.
I can. I mean, they showed off Starlink last year, and it was cool because it's a Toys to Life game in an era where that's dead.
yeah.
That's
And
that's
no
like,
one
that's like
no one really
Is it
cared.
Choice of Life? Is it like Skylanders?
Yeah, it's like
Kinda, yeah.
Skylanders. You
Yeah.
have to buy different parts to get different things for your ship. basically. And I think the big thing is that you can build it on the fly. So, I need rockets. I need to put the rockets on my ship.
Fly.
Yeah, and the base is on your controller and supposed to have like a separate base.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'd be interested if it weren't a toy to life game, because I do not care about toys to life games. They're just way too expensive and cumbersome.
I mean, the inner 5-year-old in me loves them because I like toys.
Well, for kids they're great, but it's like I don't want to spend the money on this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. They did recently just come out and say you can play the entire game as Star Fox.
That makes sense. Cool. You get the well, that's actually kind of the thing with Skylanders. You can beat the game with just the toy that they give you, with all the toys that they give you out of the box, but you miss a lot of content if you don't buy their crap. So, like, I remember the first Skylanders, my brothers had it, and they only had, like, a few toys, and there were certain parts of the game where they just said, you need this kind of toy in order to keep on playing, in order to play this path or whatever, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, you need X model ship or whatever in order to get through this, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so... I mean, granted, the game itself looks fun, so that's good, I guess. But
yeah, it's just more Star Fox.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that they showed Star Fox there. It was just like, wow, okay. But I also think that this means that we don't get another real Star Fox game for a significant amount of time, unfortunately.
The Star Fox racing rumor is dead.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We'll get to Nintendo.
Yeah, I would.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that, like, I realized that once they showed off.
Yeah, that might have been the Star Fox rumor.
Yeah, they like
because that's a much more open world game than Star Fox usually is.
Yeah. So I mean that looks fine, but I'm assuming we're not the demographic for that. So
no, probably not.
I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot because I like the idea of toys to life games. As long as you don't have to spend $1 million to enjoy it.
Yeah, like for kids, that's gonna be great. I just don't want to spend the money on something like that, so I'll probably pass.
Yeah, then that's fair. You can't blame someone for not wanting to play Disney Infinity or Skylanders. It's just too expensive. But anyway, after that they had
For Honor again.
That was weird.
It's like, guys, no one cares about your game anymore.
I forgot that game was actually out. That game released. I forgot that game had actually come out
a while ago.
That was like a launch game for the other consoles.
Yeah. So that game came out the same day as Persona 3. Not 3, 4. 5.
Man, the game's old.
Sorry, I don't
know. It's been out a while, so it's like
it
was weird.
It's been out a while.
Because they want to keep it in competition. They want to keep it in competition with Fortnite, so they have to.
I guess.
I'm sorry, that's PUBG.
Well, it's not really a battle royale game though. It's different. So,
don't care.
I mean, they were adding more types of people. I guess that's neat.
I guess.
I tuned out.
Yeah, I tuned out pretty hard too. The guy that they had on it seemed excited though.
Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah.
Next up is Crew 2, which is a racing thing.
They've shown that game off for like the past 3 years, and they have not shown like any real footage of it ever. So I refuse to believe that game actually exists. So yeah.
It's just screensaver when they got.
Yeah, basically, basically yes.
Should we move on to their final game then?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is...
It's time to jump up in the air, stab without a care.
So, even though I'm cynical about Assassin's Creed, that game was shockingly impressive. I mean, granted...
Except for the faces.
Okay, wait. I'm going to hold you right there. They chose to do a trailing mission for their E3 demo. They had 2 minutes dedicated to you walking slowly behind someone.
Well, you're an assassin. You're supposed to sneak and stuff, right?
And
no. The person was guiding you.
Yeah, you're not an assassin.
What is this? Death
It's called Assassin's Creed.
But it's not. That's not exciting gameplay. They showed
Also, those faces were.
I don't know. It's just a weird demo.
I mean, one thing, like, the ancient Greece setting is tired as hell. But that game looked okay. Like, I know people are excited that you can be gay in it, because the lady was a lesbian in the trailer. This was, and again, I enjoy me some lesbians. So.
Oh my god, that's a sound clip.
Yeah, isolate that if you can.
But
So now, John, whenever you're streaming, just a stream deck button. Just
Yeah.
hey, tell me someone who doesn't enjoy lesbians. All right, you won't find find a single person. I mean, except for a homophobe, I suppose. I guess they don't like lesbians, but you know what? Fuck those guys.
It's a good old video game conversation.
Anyway, that sure looks Assassin's Creed-y.
Yeah, I mean, I gave up on getting into Assassin's Creed like 12 games ago. So
Well, they stopped trying to make a plot out of anything, and they're just individual games at this point. So they're just using the moniker because it's a well-known name.
and it's not even just that. It's just there's too many. Is the thing. Like I hear Assassin's.
They took 1 year off, and then that was it.
I mean, it helped because this game does look significantly more impressive than. Was it? It was the last one had like the terrifying demon faces, right?
No, that was the French one, and then they took a year off, and then we got the Egyptian one last year.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm glad that it's no longer a yearly release because I do.
No,
think...
the faces are still ugly as sin. Though.
Yeah, but at least they're not like deteriorating anymore. Okay.
I don't know. Their lack of animation isn't helping.
I didn't think they were that bad, but yeah.
Also,
seems weird to call a game Odyssey after Mario. That just seems weird. Yeah. Like you had time to change the name.
Yeah. Also,
calling another game Odyssey.
Also, historical nitpick in the square. The Greek marble statues were more often than not painted or adorned with some metallic coating over them. They weren't just presented as white.
Why?
Well, now I'm never getting the game. Thanks.
Are you saying there weren't actually a secret society of assassins in Greece, Ryan?
It's just a historical nitpick.
But anyway, yeah, that game looks good. And yeah, but overall, Ubisoft had some okay-looking games, but there was a lot of sketchy EA-like stuff happening in there that made me not like it overall. Like, for example, the big thing was the Beyond Good and Evil artist thing. Like, that pissed me off to high hell. Like, that's not something you should do if you're one of the major company, especially if you're one of the major companies in video games at the moment, you know? So, also, bring back Aisha Tyler, you cowards.
I was just gonna say, I kind of miss her, actually.
We didn't...
She was like very crude, but it gave it personality.
We didn't appreciate her while she was here, and so we don't have her anymore.
Don't know what you have until it's gone.
So yeah, bring her back, and kill Mr. Caffeine so Ryan's sad about it.
Well, I mean, he's been dead for a while now, so.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But like, bring his corpse on stage just to rub it in Ryan's face.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Woo! So yeah, I'm guessing the rest of you feel somewhat similarly about Ubi as a whole.
I mean, there were games I wanted to see. Like, I would have liked Rayman. I was asking for Rayman the whole time because Michel Ancel didn't show up for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm like, oh, they're saving him for something, and they didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and then I was expecting like maybe some like special out of nowhere, like, hey, the Switch is doing good. Here's Red Steel 3. Like, that would have been cool.
Oh yeah, Red Steel 2 is a good game.
Yeah,
only Red Steel 2 though. Red Steel 1's not a good game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was a boring conference.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have a lot of fun.
It didn't help that I didn't catch most of it.
You didn't miss much, so don't worry.
Like, my flood was more interesting than Ubisoft, it sounds like.
That's debatable.
All right, so this file has gone on for an hour 45 now. I think we're going to take, doesn't matter to you audience, but we're going to take a quick break before we get to the two we're probably going to spend a lot of time on, regardless of how long they actually went.
Yeah. So we'll be right, after these messages, we'll be right back.
Usually after these messages, we'll probably put like maybe 17 ads into this video.
There you go.